Hello, brother. Absolutely fantastic to talk to you today. How are you doing? The stream. You're on the stream. This audio is playing on the stream right now. Our audio is playing on the stream right now over the countdown.
Hey guys, it's Mikefield here. We are back with the Bushes Circus, and today is a very special day. We are going to run qualifiers. I'm with Sis here. Sis, can you say a few words?
Hello, everybody. This is potentially one of the most important tournaments that will ever happen in the Bushes Circus. We've had official.
You have an echo because I feel like there is someone playing the sound in the background, like someone's playing the.
Sorry, brother. I've got it.
It's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
Production
Regardless,
value, right? Production
a remarkable tournament we've got tonight. Physical rewards from Red Hook, officially sanctioned with this incredible format. Today, I think we are going to see the beginning of perhaps a clash of the Titans, Mikefield. I'm beyond excited.
So am I, and we don't know who the Titans will be and which of the Titans we'll see tomorrow and on Tuesday as well. So that's going to be kind of displayed by the draw we do right now. Right, so any predictions, Sis? Do you know any of the players coming to the tournament, by the way?
Well, again, this is something that I absolutely adore about these tournaments. We have these different kind of clan rivalries, internecine rivalries. We've got a lot of your boys here, a Mikefield boys kind of roster. We've got a Mangled Corsair, obviously, getting the invitation for this incredible performance in the previous tournament hosted by Misukun, and also just his all-round play in this kind of format so far. We've got Corsair here as well, a Cloaked Goliath boy, and we have Cloaked Goliath himself in that invitational spot. So I think similar to the last tournament, and me, of course, but I'm a champion, I suppose. I'm kind of a free agent, Mike. You can't hold me down.
We shall see. We shall see how this. I hope you do make it out of groups, but no promises, right? We shall see how it goes, guys. Let's just jump into the draw. So we're going to be doing the draw on the website called challenge.com, and I have the draw prepared right now. So I have all the names of the players ready to be added into the bracket, and we have the button ready as well. It says randomized seeds, which means that you will have like a random result every single time. And the only thing that separates us and the draw is a single click of the mouse, which I am about to do. So let's just hope this is what you guys expect and that's what you guys want. Let's get those groups. Let's get those groups.
Let's get a drum roll here for these groups.
Okay. So, we have a couple of matchups here. Those are two groups, by the way, guys. So you'll see them on 2 different days. So the top part of the bracket here is going to be the group number 1 that we'll see tomorrow. And the bottom part, so those bottom 8 players, bottom 4 matches will happen on Tuesday. So let's have a look at those players, let's have a look at those matches, let's see how exactly this goes. So we have Zapine versus Real Spartan in the very first match of tomorrow. Then we have Cetra, also known as Shepherd Doggy, versus Lich. We know the Lich. The Lich has performed very, very well in a Musican's tournament, so very high hopes for the guy.
His game against Silentia, a real barn burner. Very, very, very impressive game.
Very close one indeed, yes. Then you have 135 Jamin versus Bagheera. That's kind of going to be. I feel I can't quite predict how it's going to go, really.
Well, I think Bagheera here is one of these Spanish guys. Maybe one of Musican's followers came in during that tournament. But this guy, constantly, he's been posting things in the build IDs. He's a character that really is just taking advantage of this tournament format. Really excited to see what he can do here.
Then in the fourth match, final match, there is going to be Isle of RNG versus Mizican himself, who's agreed to actually participate in the tournament. So I'm very excited for that matchup as well. And then we go into day number 2. Starting with Adelbart Gravo, whom I really don't know, so I have no idea how he plays and what characters he uses, what team compositions he runs. The only thing I know is that, he's Darkest One player. Right? That's the only...
The real dark horse there. Darkest horse, you could
Darkest
say.
Horse
Real,
indeed. So it's a big question mark for me. I'm very excited to see some of those new players who have not performed on, well, you could say, stage before. It's going to be pretty cool, guys.
Absolutely, Mike.
Assorted Chaos versus Yoshachu, they are very evenly ranked. So it's going to be a very exciting matchup as well. And they will go, one of them will go against either Adelbart or Crowd Encoders. It's going to be a very tough matchup for whoever makes it out of that match.
Very evenly matched bracket, so I'm really looking forward to this. Josh Achu played in the last tournament, unfortunately knocked out by me, but very strong play here. A streamer in his own right as well, Assorted Chaos here, a prominent member in our Discord. But obviously this guy not performed in the Misukan tournament, might be a little bit scared to kind of take that step forward onto the stage here and take it home. Whereas Josh Achu, it's every day for him.
Indeed. Loveless Third, sorry, I probably butchered that. Thank you for the subscription, my man. Jumping forward, it's going to be Dino Boy, or Icon Sandstorm, as he's called in game, versus SBRH. And actually, I have met SBRH a couple of times on the ladder. He has been lethal, absolutely lethal. He has been smashing ladder recently. So I feel like he's going to be quite a big opponent for Dino Boy.
Very scary for Dino Boy here. We saw Dino Boy again, another character from the Misukan tournament. Unfortunately being knocked out in the very first stage, but this guy here, he's taken it to heart and he's practicing more than you would believe. We've got a Rocky montage playing in the background for this guy. This will be a matchup really to watch. Dino Boy, I think, is my underdog to take it home.
Indeed. Finally, the last matchup of Tuesday is going to be Shuffle FM versus Edgy Meme Lord. And Shuffle is one of the biggest Darkest Dungeon streamers, I think.
It's Edgy Meme Lord versus Edgy Meme Lord, right?
And exactly. Edgy Meme Lord is a Darkest One player, so Shuffle is somewhere lower in the ranks, I think. Whereas Edgy Meme Lord is indeed Darkest One. He has been basically able to keep the stranglehold on this Darkest One rank for as long as I remember. So he's going to be a very big opponent, I feel, for Shuffle.
I mean, I'm so excited by this match in particular. This is one of these ones where, again, like I said before, it says Shuffle FM versus Edgy Meme Lord, but really it's Edgy Meme Lord versus Edgy Meme Lord here. Shuffle FM has his backup, that giant community support. I think he might be able to kind of take that home. He might have been practicing a little bit, really wants to kind of win this, stay in this for as long as possible for his fans. Man, it's going to be a little bit like David versus Goliath, but right now both of these guys are Goliath. It's clashing the Titans, man. And
you have to remember, just only 4 of those 16 players will make it to the group stages. So it's going to be an absolute bloodbath.
Exactly.
We have... so how this works, guys, is that on Monday, we'll first of all have those 4 big matchups playing out. And the people who lose those matchups, so the people who lose the best of 3s, are just automatically eliminated from the tournament. So every single game will matter for you people if you're participating, and if you're cheering for someone, you really have to put your heart into it. And then those people who make it through the first round, advance into the second round, played on the very same day, right when the first round finishes. And that's again going to be a full elimination to whoever loses a best of 3. And this means that you have to win 2 consecutive best of 3s, which is probably going to be quite a big challenge, in order to advance forward. And the same obviously applies to the second day.
This format in particular, I think, makes it so much fun and fairer for the teams, because it's not like you can have an unfortunate team and queue into someone that just kind of counters your comp. We have a ban phase and 3 different decks to play with, or comps if you are teams. So I think really... this will be all about skill, how you can maneuver, because you're allowed to change the positions of your characters, your trinkets, and your skills. Okay. So really, I think we might see the people who take that time in between games to really think hard, might just bring it home there. Really, really interesting to see this.
Yeah, guys, I brought like an example of a draft phase so that you guys know what to expect tomorrow and, moving on from there. So the first thing that happens in the draft phase is that both players message me as the referee as to which composition of their opponent they'd like to ban. This is just an example, so obviously this is not a real matchup, but that's how it goes. So for instance, 135 J-Man decides that he doesn't like Stress 1 composition from Isle of RNG. So that comp is eliminated. And Isle of RNG dislikes the composition called the Howlers by... Oh shit, sorry. That's not how it's supposed to go. I just want to get one of those here. So, yeah. Isle of RNG dislikes the Howlers, so he eliminates that composition as well. This means we are left with only 3 teams, and the players are free to pick either one of those 3 teams for each of those matchups. Another rule is, however, that whenever one player wins with a team, that team can no longer be played. So if you have a dominant team that you perform very well on, this doesn't actually suffice anymore, because you do indeed have to win with at least one more team in order to push through and manage to climb up. If you do lose with a team, however, you can reuse it as long as your heart desires. So for instance, in this case, I can move this. So let's imagine 135 J-Man wins with the old gold, and this means that he can no longer play with that team. In the second matchup, we have, let's say, Isle of RNG winning with damage 1, and this means there are only 2 teams that can face one another in this final match of that series. Right, so that's how it goes, guys. And this means that we'll have a lot of variety, we'll have a lot of different matchups, we'll have a lot of predictions that come into play, maybe some mind games as well. I'm super thrilled for this, because you can really mind game your opponent into hell. If you lose with a team, nothing stops you from using it again, because you might know that right now this team might indeed perform better. So it's quite an exciting open book for every single matchup of every single day. Go ahead, sis, take it away.
So this, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I'm so excited. This is one of, I think, the most kind of pressing and important things about this. We're almost playing a game of poker inside Darkest Dungeon here, because if we have 3 teams each, you can try to rock, paper, scissors your opponent. You can think, you know what, maybe he will lead with his most strong team. I've got this stress control team that might just counter that if I pick that. But also in that same vein, let's say you're 2 teams down. You need to get that one more win in the finals. You know exactly what your opponent is going to be playing if you are facing him. So you have all the chance in the world to get those wins in, yeah?
Yes,
this is just, and especially with that variety of the trinkets and skills, I mean, boy oh boy, we're really going to see here the people who know Darkest Dungeon inside out are going to take it home. And I think this is the most important thing here. We've got enough games and enough variations that RNG, really, it will only play as much role as it needs to in determining the victor. I think skill is going to take it home here.
Yes, I agree with you. And you know what's cool? If you end up in a best of 5, so if you get to the semifinals or the finals themselves, you actually play a best of 5, which means that you will have to win with every single unbanned composition. So the higher you get, the more powerful composition you have to bring to the table, and the more mastery it requires from you, because you can no longer have that filler comp that you might or might not play. You have to win with every single one of them. And that's just absolutely insane. So that final matchup of a best of 5 is just going to be quite brutal as well, because both players will know exactly, if we get to, if the players both go 2-2, right? So in that case, they both will know exactly what they'll be facing, and they'll have a lot of grounds to prepare for the final match. Finally, guys, the last part I'd actually like to discuss before we get to the regular stream of the day are the matchups. So we'll just go over tomorrow. I think that's a reasonable thing, right, Sis? How do you feel? Let's go over the first matchups of tomorrow. So let me just go have a look at the bracket. We'll get those compositions pull up on the screen, and we'll see how exactly those pan out against one another. We'll start with Zapine and Real Spartan, so let me just kind of pick those builds back up. So it's going to be Zapine.
This game, Zapine versus the Real Spartan. Both of these guys are from your Discord, obviously. These are heavy Mikefield boys here. Zapine cheering me on during that Musicon tournament. He wanted to take by himself, but just missed the cutoff. He's in this tournament here to prove that he can take a win home for the Mikefield boys. The Real Spartan here, he's somewhat of a lone wolf. Obviously, someone in your Discord, but this guy, he's just crazy. You see that name, ban this comp. Maybe that's a bad comp. Maybe that's a good comp. We're seeing these mind games in already. Spartan's Secret. I mean, Mike, what are you thinking from this? This is a enigma wrapped inside a riddle.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool comps that I've not seen before, like real Spartans, for instance, here with the Arbalest, the Crusader, the Abomination, the Antiquarian. There's quite a lit. I feel like there isn't that much synergy there, like initially.
I mean, we're seeing an occultist. Everyone
yeah.
loves to see an occultist, right?
Indeed. Yeah, that one is also quite curious, quite peculiar. It's like, it looks like a Markham, but this occultist is rank 4 in here anyway, so you can obviously move him to another rank and then use him as a marker. But you can just be using him as an active healer as well. You really never know with these guys.
I mean, Mike, let's say I'm Zapine, you're the real Spartan. How about we do a fake ban phase here right now?
Okay, sure.
I'm Zapine, you're the real Spartan. You go first. Who would you like to ban?
Before we get there, like, there is a question from the audience by Michael Zurka, who asks, what are the banned comps? So basically it goes like this. Going into every single match, every single player gets to ban their opponent's comp. Since they know their decks, they know they might be facing, and they know what they have on their own deck. So they can basically choose to remove one of those compositions from contention just by saying they don't want to play against this. And that comp is just removed, it can no longer be played, and they are left with the 3 other teams that we can see in those decks. Right, so if
these bans will be done, by the way. These will not be open bans. Yeah. Both players will whisper their bans rather to either me or Mikefield. So obviously neither character has an advantage there in the ban phase.
Indeed. So if I'm Zapine, oh god, it's gonna be rough. I feel I would ban the first comp, the Paper Shredder. It feels like it's probably the most powerful of them all. It looks like, you know, I'm always just scared of dots, so I feel like I would just lose a game like with whatever I have as Zapine. I feel like he might just take it with those super heavy DOT characters that he has. So if they're just the Shield Breaker, the Grave Robber, and the Flagellator, I feel like this is just a very strong comp overall. I'll be the most afraid of this one. How about you? So imagine you're the real Spartan. What do you ban against Zapine there?
So right now, I need to imagine the Paper Shredder. I don't know whether or not that's banned. So I'm looking through my team. I'm seeing a cultist here. Maybe that is my weak link. I'm going to have to imagine it won't be banned. I think most people are going to see through the name ban this comp and think, let's leave that there. Maybe that is even a mind game in itself. Maybe Spartan is outplaying all of us. But regardless of these kind of in-depth mind games, I'm looking at Zapine's comps right now. I'm seeing a Hellion and an occultist in Suicide Squad. They're both weak characters. I think I might leave that there. But these Jester comps, I do not like them.
Yeah, neither do I.
Very heavy DOT and healing over time comp there in Dogs of War from Zapine there. You see that with the Flagellant and the Antiquarian and the Houndmaster for Lick Wounds.
Yeah, it's high sustain, right, over there. Like 2 active healers, 3 active healers, really. Quite a lot of DOTs as well coming from everybody. Decent accuracy, because the Jester basically guarantees that you hit everything, so you can go like very crazy with the trinkets as well with those guys.
I think the most kind of intricate thing about these is as well, look at the skills and trinkets we can change. That Dogs of War, 1 second, it's a stress team, a heavy stress team over everyone, with a Jester there just to get the kill from the kind of incidental DOTs from Houndmaster and Antiquarian, but also change a few trinkets, bam, you've got a really aggressive DOT team there, with a Jester just to take it all home.
Okay, let's go to the second composition. There's going to be the Lich and Cetra, so let me just get those on our screens. That's it. We have the 4 compositions, 4 decks by both players. And, you know, both of them quite accomplished Darkest Dungeon players. I feel the Lich made it very far up, as we already said, into Mizzicken's tournament bracket. Whereas Cetra, also known as Shepherd Doggo, he has been playing extremely well in the viewer games on my own stream. So I know for a fact that he's a very accomplished player. He knows what he's doing. And also his compositions are very strong. So, yeah, it's just going to be quite a close matchup, I feel.
I think Cetra here, the King of Kings, named obviously after, I believe, a Warhammer character, a big, terrifying kind of skeleton boy. This guy here with names after it, terrifying. Nehekaran Legion, look at that boy with a little leper at the front. But also, Life's a Lich here. He's not so interested in these kind of false misnomers. What he wants to do here is say, listen, in the last tournament I took out Silentia, I got really far. This time, I'm going to make it all the way to the end. I've got a little bit more space to really take home my own strategy, really decide what I want to do here with the changing of trinkets and also this incredible ban phase. So I think right now, I don't know, Life's a Lich is going to be pushing for it. I think Life's a Lich here, he's got everything to lose and everything to gain, you know? He's going for it. He wants to win this time. So close last time, but just peaked to the last second.
Indeed. Right, moving on to our matchup number 3. It's going to be 135 Jamin versus Bagheera. Let's have a look at that one. And those are, by the way, I just wanted to point out those two players had very meta compositions. Both of them really were sticking towards strong, and I think that's going to be a very interesting matchup just because of this. And this is kind of very similar to what Bagheera has in store, because 135 Jamin, holy crap, those are 2 PD compositions coming.
Are we seeing a musketeer? Let's ring the bell. Ding, 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 ding. That is a musketeer, Mikefield. Someone right now needs to take a shot.
As a full Mark comp, absolutely no tanks, no support, pure damage, full, really powerful damage dealers
with
on the
same
composition.
With a front row stunning Houndmaster.
Yeah, I feel like he's not going to be stunning. I feel he's just going to be using the Hound's Rush all time long. Like, there are going to be 2 characters marking, 2 characters killing all the time. This is just absolutely crazy. But those 2 PD compositions, I have no idea what to expect from them. Like, have you ever seen a Jester with a PD on the same composition, really?
Well, I think J-Man right now, I believe Jeff, a prominent member in our Discord, Bagheera, I believe, is one of Misukun's kind of fans, a Spanish player. I think he casted a few games with us. Very, very, very in-depth knowledge about this game. He's coming in here with his own teams, things he's thought of himself. I think J-Man here, coming in with 2 Blade Doctors right now, you know, he might be doing it for me, he might be doing it for the memes, but if he plays those comps well, that heavy DOT, he's got the guard in there, that heavy riposte on the Iron Fist there, maybe he'll take it home with the correct picks from Bagheera. If he manages to queue into his team, that has no move from there. If he dodges the Shield Breaker, and if he dodges the Occultist or manages to kill him quickly, maybe he takes it home, Mike.
Yeah, you have to be careful with those pulls and pushes, though, that Bagheera has on his squad, right? So you might actually want to ban one of those if you're 135 J-Man. Obviously, no pressure on the man. He probably knows what he's doing since he brought 2 PDs to the table. So I'm just very curious what comes out of this one. So let's go to the final matchup of tomorrow, which is Isle of RNG and Mizuken. So let me just go and get the changes done. There was no way for me to prepare beforehand, guys, so that's how it has to be, actually, just because I had no way of I didn't know the roles, like I didn't know the outcomes of the draw before the draw alone, so it's just why I'm doing this on the spot. So we have Isle of RNG on the right then, and it's gonna be Mizuken. Let's see what Mizuken has there for us. So Mizuken has brought to the table...
I'm looking forward to this. Misukan here,
as well.
Host of the last tournament. There, we look at that. PD and Hellion in the same team with
an Occultist. Holy moly, that's insane. But really, when you look at Isle of RNG's compositions, is there anything that really deals with that PD? There's very little movement outside of those abominations, right? So maybe, just maybe, Mizuken is just going to be fine with that final comp.
I'm really excited for this matchup here. I think we're going to see that Plague Doctor family maybe even banned. If I'm Isle of RNG, I'd be pretty scared of that. Have you ever been scared of a Plague Doctor before?
Oh yeah, if you have a composition...
That's why I adore this tournament setting.
Yeah. If you have a composition that has no choice but leave this PD unchecked for the duration of the fight, it spells serious trouble for you. And this just means that this PD is just going to constantly dish out huge amounts of stress damage. I feel this is a stress comp, right? So... And also accuracy debuffs, right? So it's just going to be absolutely vital for Isle of RNG to find a way to eliminate this PD. And there's only one comp that can do this. We have the damage to comp by Isle of RNG there with this BH there that can pull the PD, right? So we might just see a ban coming from Mizuken against this. Or maybe he just believes this is, this comp is just something he threw there for fun and he feels like he's just not ever going to play this. But it's a threat, right? It's a threat that you just always have to consider.
Well, I think really, this Misuken family thing, this is another great thing about the fact you can change skills and trinkets. We initially thought it's a stress comp. It could be a DOT comp, right? We've got a Hellion, we've got a riposte and a guard there on the minor arms for the Occultist. I mean, you never really know. This is another great part about these mind games.
Yeah, you can always move those characters around. The setup you see there might not be the final setup those guys will be using. So they might just move the Hellion to the back row. Suddenly you have quite a potent DOT comp on our hands, right? That's another thing that you just have to always keep in mind when you go into matches. Those character positions can change. They are not permanent, they're not fixed. You can move them any way you want. You can change the trinkets, and there are quite a few of those flex compositions that can be played in a multitude of different ways, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I think this is kind of the essence of Darkest Dungeon, Butcher's Circus right now. We're at the point where people know characters almost inside and out. They have a deep synergy for them. They know what works together. If not kind of overtly, then they know it nascently. They kind of have a feel for it. And I think really this ability for the most skilled players, the people with the most time involved, time input, will really be able to change things around and just really take their opponent off guard. If the opponent tries to mind read them, bam. Listen, I'm playing a DOT comp. I'm sorry, you're dead. Your Crusader's stress heal does nothing, you know?
Yeah, agreed. Guys, so this is gonna be it for today's draw. This is only a draw day Chuoma, by the way. If you guys have any questions about the rules, I recommend that you guys first of all watch the video that I posted that basically explains every single rule there is that you might want to know. And if you guys are interested, I invite you to come and watch tomorrow at 7 p.m. CST. And I'll be there from the very get-go. We'll start with a short introduction of the players and we'll go right into the matches. The tournament day should take about 3 to 4 hours. You have to be just prepared for that. You can obviously come and go anytime you want. We'll be updating the bracket live, I think, as far as we can anyway. And that's going to be it for the qualifier. Do you have any other closing words, Sis?
Well, I mean, everybody watching right now, I think this will be a unique, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see some really, really good players play Butcher's Circus at a level that you didn't think was possible in a format that is so competitive that it requires an immense amount of knowledge and skill about the game, the ability to change trinkets and skills on the fly. If any of you here want to watch some really high-level gameplay, have some fun, really, guys, this is probably the only time you will ever see it.
Indeed.
So tune in, like, subscribe, everything. Mikefield is the guy.
Thank you, Sis. Another important note, however, because I have not said this before. If you look at the bracket, because Shepard has asked about the order of fights, basically, we go from the top to bottom. So the first match of the day at 7 p.m. sharp is going to be Zapine versus the Real Spartan, followed by Doggo versus Lich, then 135 Jamin versus Bagheera, and finally I Love RNG versus Mizikan. That's day number 1. Once those matches are complete, we move into the second part of the bracket instantaneously, and the winners of their respective group matches from the brackets from before will be facing each other. And again, this is just going to be a single elimination bracket, guys. So if you lose a best of 3, you're out, and you really have to be prepared for this mentally and psychologically and also physically so that you can actually perform to your limits, because that's very important that you guys do move on indeed.
I mean, in this Michigan tournament, 1 a.m. for European players, we saw that kind of jet lag almost take a couple of the best players out. This time, it's almost a flexible time slot. I think we will see players perform at their best, Mike. This is UFC for me. This is incredible. Get Dana White in there. This is the real deal.
Indeed. Guys, there's also a clock. I'm just going to post this if you guys have any doubts about when exactly the tournament is about to start. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to look it up right now because there's a time.com website I was using. CST. Here. So I'm just going to give you the exact moment in time where the tournament starts. It is 7:36 in Poland, so this is 7:36 CEST right now. What time is it for you, Sis?
Right now, my friend, it is 6:37, so 18:37, my friend.
Indeed, you're right. So we have difference in time between the UK and Poland, right? So it's 7 p.m. CST or 6 p.m. British time, all right? And you guys might just have to look it up. There's a cool website called time.is, and you can just have a look at what time exactly CST stands right now. So you can just make sure that you are there on time. And yeah, exactly, that's how it's gonna go. By the way, if someone doesn't show up for their match within the first 15 minutes, they'll be automatically eliminated from the tournament as well, unfortunately so. Right, so you just have to make sure that you are there and ready to play on the schedule. I assume that a single series will take about 30 minutes, because about like a single match is usually about 10 minutes long. Obviously, you might just get quite a few of those 2-match series, where this will be obviously quite short. But at the same time, some matches might kind of stretch out a little bit as well. Right?
Absolutely.
So, as Cecil already said, remember to follow, subscribe. There's also a membership option available on my YouTube if you want to support the stream. and support me as, as a content creator, can do that as well. This being said, thank you for watching, and we're just gonna move on. I'm not gonna end the stream here, obviously. There's going to be a content stream right now, which is a regular ladder stream of the day, sis. Thank you so much, my man, for coming and just helping me with this.
I think before we go, just for a second though, it is worth noting that everyone in these qualifying teams will be paired up against the 4 invited players, which I believe is me.
They're not going to be paired up, no. We go into group phase. It's going to be round robin, actually.
But we will eventually face each other in the game.
Indeed,
This is not the entire tournament. This is merely one phase of the tournament.
Yeah. The second phase begins on the 25th and the 26th. Those are round robin groups, which means that within a single group of 4 players, you play all other opponents within that group, and the 2 top players will advance from those groups into the semifinals. And in the semifinals, we just got a best of 5 single elimination bracket once again, and 2 people advance to the finals, and that's how the winners are decided. As I've already said as well, the winners will get physical rewards from Red Hook, so huge props, especially to Red Hook John for actually contacting me, being able to actually communicate with me consistently, and just getting those rewards out, suggesting that they will indeed provide us with some cool.
We cannot understate just how important this is, Mike. We have literally, this is the only tournament ever to get physical rewards from Red Hook. This is an officially sanctioned tournament, guys.
Indeed.
We're going to have an art, I believe an art book, maybe t-shirts, clothing, things like that are on the table.
A single t-shirt for the winner, that is. We have a single t-shirt, we have art books, we have also some additional art pieces from the game. I feel like that those are the 3 forms of physical rewards. So there's quite a lot on the table actually there.
This is unique, Mike.
Yeah,
this
might be something absolutely exclusive,
unique.
Right? So, yeah, this is just absolutely lovely, guys. So, good luck to everybody participating. I hope you guys, if you're going to watch the tournament, enjoy yourselves, enjoy our commentary. By the way, it's going to be me, Sis, and Silentia casting the games. And we might get some additional guests as the time passes by, obviously, but this is going to be the core of the 3 of us over there. So thank you once again. Stay tuned for more awesome content. And let's just move on to the ladder. Thank you, Sis, once again, man.
Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I hope to see you all in the tournament. It'll be very, very fun. Please stay tuned, guys. Thank you, Mike. Take it away, my friend.
Cheers. Guys, so this means we're back with the actual regular content stream. I hope you had fun with the tournament. Should you have any questions whatsoever, I'm here to answer every single one of them. So whenever you feel like there's something unclear or you'd like to kind of learn something, you can obviously just pop the question. I'm happy to answer that. I'm also available on Discord, so you can just ask me there. I hope you guys like the new UIs and such. Took me quite a while to prepare them, actually. So this being said, let's just move on to the actual darkest dungeon, which is Circus, which I'm going to open in a second. So let me just kind of get those things out of the way first. And we're just going to get going with the actual DD. How do you guys like the overlay, by the way? Do you feel it's okay or not? I can just get rid of this. Because it's mostly made for the tournament, so you guys kind of get time to use to it. But yeah, we might just play a few games with this, I think, and then we'll just maybe switch out if you guys don't like it. But obviously it has to kind of go below quite a few things. Which suicidal lad is following? That's a crazy, crazy man, isn't it? Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the overlay because it actually messes with everything else that we have prepared for the stream. So you can expect the overlay to kind of make its appearance later on down the line as well. Obviously, it's gonna reappear throughout the tournament. Then you'll have some cool additions going from day to day as well. So graphically, production-wise, it's gonna be pretty sick, I think. So it's gonna be glorious. I'm not gonna spoil with those, so we're just gonna start with a regular Darkest Dungeon for now. Oh no, there is something wrong with my Discord again. Sorry, with my Darkest Dungeon game. Okay, so I can see my cursor. So we're just gonna play a couple of teams. By the way, it's actually quite curious because I haven't seen that many of Professor Halo teams on the bracket. We have seen quite a lot of damage over time compositions, but not really that many of Halo comps. Right, so I have not seen that Jester, Crusader, BH, and Arbalest comps being proposed by the players, which is something that I feel is maybe something that people have overlooked a bit. So this obviously can be alleviated later on down the line when people choose their new composition for the group phases, which they are absolutely allowed to do. and then we might see some of those more meta-oriented comps, right? There might also be some sort of a tournament meta going on, I feel, so we'll see some particular compositions coming from all those players, that will basically be decided because, they appear to be strong throughout the tournament. So we should see how it goes. I'm actually very hyped to see those games tomorrow, and right now I'll just play some good old Butcher Circus, hopefully get a game eventually, and we will see if we can keep up the good score we've been able to obtain so far. We're 37-13, guys, on the season. So, and also we got shafted 0 times, the grand total of 0 D6. That's something that I'm really very happy about, because previously it was quite brutal, honestly, with those D6. So this season, very clean so far for me. Obviously, I know some of you guys were affected by those bugs, so I'm very sorry about that, but this is obviously over right now, so everyone can play and enjoy the Butcher Circus. Shepherd Doggy. Yes, you can change all your entire deck can be changed, so you can pick any new composition you want. You can just completely pivot from what you have. So you can just create a new set of 4 teams and just pose them for the group phases. Alright, so I hope this answers your question. Hopefully this is not the opponent, right? Now this is Aromatismo. I've not actually seen this guy before. We actually, by the way, guys, we hit Darkest 2 yesterday, so maybe we can sustain the rank. Okay, that doesn't look like the comp we win against, though. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun nonetheless.
The contest begins.
So let's go into a couple of Butcher Circus matches right now. And we guys had fun with the draw. Hope it kind of satisfied your demands in a sense. Hope you're happy with what you've seen. Alright, we have a little bit of blight on my A-bomb. I feel this is okay. I can also kind of risk taking more, because I feel it's kind of unlikely. Oh god, that's the worst part though. This, okay, not only does he riposte me, he eats some blight himself, but the Jester dodges. That's the worst part of this. Saber, yes. Which player are you on the which player are you in terms of the name? Because I cannot associate your name again with a particular player. Did he just use Bulwark of Faith against my comp? Why does he need protection there? That's kind of peculiar, honestly. Yeah, we're gonna go for the Jester first. Okay. Saber, who are you on the... Oh, the crowd encoder. So, let me see. You'd have to just let me know now. And you have to let your opponent know as well. Alright, so let's just see whether... I have this somewhere, so... Let me see the matchup. So, you are playing on Tuesday, on the first game. You can arrange this with someone. You can ask Shuffle, alright? But you just have to arrange it with Shuffle. So everybody has to agree with this. Alright, so I'm not going to be doing this myself. You guys have to just arrange this. Okay, so it's kind of clear, right? That when... So there's... Okay, I'm kind of puzzled right now. So I'm just trying to make sure that you guys know what's happening. And like all the players in contention know that the match is being rescheduled slightly. Right, if you were to get to Saturday, then we could kind of move the schedule a little bit for you, alright? If you indeed get to the very finals of the tournament. Okay. Maybe not the wisest choice actually, because he's spamming the regions. No, he's spamming, never mind. It's actually good for me. Like pressuring him right now, if he's using the regions, is actually quite good. 8 dot on this Jester as well. It's very big. Standing blow on the A-bomb. He's gonna eat Blight there, so it's okay, I think. It's actually quite fine. Obviously, this kind of disables the Jester removal tool, right, that I do right now have. This might be a bit of an issue, we shall see. Please don't dodge this. Crap, he did dodge that. Yeah, that Jester's gonna be a pain in the ass to deal with. I should have probably been using some healing there. Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I should probably just drop the Vapors right now. He backstabs, huh? He goes into... Oh no, that's so much damage as well. Crap. So I cannot use that. I can't actually prevent this anymore. I can't prevent this. So he's just gonna get my A-bomb down. Oh, that's so unfortunate. He dodges the 80% again. He dodged the 85 and now the 80 as well. That's very annoying. He only has 25 dodge here, so you really shouldn't be dodging this much. But yeah. Looks like this A-bomb is just not long for this world. Not long for this world, let's say it like this. He is not gonna be long for this world at all. And he starts as well. That's the worst part. Like, he starts, so he gets to just get rid of this abomination from the get-go. Very unfortunate for me. It's just oh, he's not gonna be even close to dying then. Because he's just gonna take 10 damage. No, he's gonna take just 4 actually. Very unfortunate. 10 of events. That he was able to get that crit as well. Yeah, he dodged like 3 attacks out of 5. So he would have been at 0 HP otherwise, but no, he's just gonna get my... Probably, I guess he deck stabs, or I should just go for the finale there. That's the real question right now. Does he try to kill me, or does he just go for the finale? Like with the or does he just finale me? Because he might just finale, right? I feel like that's the right thing to do anyway. He has... Yeah, he's just gonna finale. You're right. That's finale of the cards anyway, so... At least that we have going for us. Though obviously there's a lot of pressure now. Very unfortunate right now. Because I can't really deal with what he has anymore. This Abel was one of my biggest damage dealers and I just lost that. So it's gonna be quite rough. She's not even gonna take enough damage. She resisted the bleed as well with 10% bleed resistance. Jesus. Now that's very unfortunate now. That was so lucky then. Like, he resisted 10% bleed as well, so he's gonna take 0 damage now. This just 4 bleed stacks only, by the way, as well. He resisted that too. Quite unfortunate. So, yeah, we're gonna get shafted here, I think. Unfortunately, this Mangle comp, even though it's usually very good, right now it doesn't look that well. It doesn't look that strong anyway, so... In this match for Pride, I just kind of saw this coming, but damn, this Jester has made it really painful for me. I can't quite deal with what he has right now. Unfortunate, highly unfortunate, guys. I'm gonna Shadow Fade, I guess. Because, you know, it's a stress comp of sorts, so maybe that's gonna work in my favor a little bit, perhaps. But it's just so much burst, right? He was just able to do so much damage to me. I can't just counterplay this anymore. Yeah. I have no riposte ready either, so... Another kind of painful thing about this. Yeah. Those dodges, man, those dodges. He has 5 dodge. Obviously, like, this is not the most accurate attack in the world. Or, yeah, the finisher. Okay, no, never mind. This doesn't work here because he has a lot of HP. He stuns my Flagellant perhaps as well, right? Because... Yeah, obviously he does. Like, what was I thinking? How can he not stun my Flagellant is the real question here, right? Oh my god, that's brutal. Alright, so let's see what characters are going to take heavy damage. She's gonna be taking 8 damage DOT. I just need to re-damage her right now once again, so that I can potentially finish someone off this turn. The problem is, like, I might just lose the Flagellant as well, because he seems to be lucky this fight, so he might just get me. I don't know why he's running a Carnival Mask, by the way. It's just such a useless trinket on the Antiquarian. I don't feel this is like any good at all. Obviously Pest is just the blight duration, right? But it would be better, like this is some pressure you get that he doesn't otherwise just have right now. She resisted the death blow as well, come on. Yeah, right, perfect, sure. Oh god, what a game to start the series with, right? Holy crap. There's like that immortal Jester just dodging everything. Courageous Antiquarian. Jeez Louise, that's crazy. It's good she didn't dodge those darts as well. Oh my god, the Flagellant gets pushed as well. It's kind of not bad, honestly. He cannot reach me anymore this way. It's kind of silly, honestly. This guy is not even a good player. Because I feel like he isn't that good anyway, but yeah, he just pushes the Flash out, so this means he cannot finish him off. I can just use the redeems whenever I want to right now. Okay, he goes for this. That's smart though. He just damages my Antiquarian hard. So it's funny, but he's running a. I feel this is like mostly a DOT comp, but he's actually doing so much stress as well with that. Okay, this just probably just gets a kill as well, because why the hell not, right? I feel like that's just what today is gonna be about. Like this game is gonna be about anyway. Holy man, holy, like look at this, look at this. Okay, no, right. He just. Okay, that was funny. That was, I feel, objectively funny. You have to say, this was just objectively funny. Oh my god, the Jester just suicided there. Okay, please, crit, no. 15 healing is good enough though. I feel like I'll just take 15 healing any time of the week. So it's not terribly bad right now. We have like very hard Antiquarian, but she is courageous. So focus, sorry. It's obviously not the best spot. He also, again, misplayed this super hard. Because... I mean, he might just fade away here, but he could have just healed the Crusader. Oh, he doesn't have the healing. Never mind. Okay, he had no way of playing this any other... Like, he couldn't have played this any other way then. He just did what he... Yeah, that was the only move he had available, really. So let's just kill this. Hopefully we kill this now. Please. No, please don't act out. Okay, that's good. That's good. Kill. Death blow. Yes, okay. So we have 3 versus 2 now. And, you know, we do have the Flagellant, so this might not be all she wrote, I guess. This might not be all she wrote. We have 12 DOT on the Seder. Only 4 on the Abram, obviously, because he's super resistant to that stuff. But there is a lot of regen as well. I mean, obviously, slowly fading away right now, but there is a lot of regen at this point in time, so... There's a lot of threat on this Antiquarian, though, so... Yeah, that's not a lucky comeback. Man, I do have a finisher there, so it was like a 50-50 at worst, so... Not necessarily a comeback yet, but it's not looking terribly bad anymore, so... Yeah. I mean, how did... Yeah, the Jester killing himself was lucky, I agree, yeah, right, but this Antiquarian just dying from the death blow is okay, because this Jester resisted the death blow there before that, so I guess that's fine, in a way. Okay, he doesn't kill me as well, that's very important for me. Although he is going to have, like, he's going to be able to keep me in check there. So... I'm gonna keep spamming those dots, I think. That's 12 DOT. I feel like it's just the time to focus down the Seder. Because if I can eliminate the Crusader, he has no healing, by the way. He will have 0 ammunition available against what the Flagellant GR bring to the table. Okay, you're right then, you're right. Yeah, sure. That's true, that's true. He had to take cover, I didn't realize. I forgot about that, true. 20% more. It was 30% chance to die. So... He is gonna almost go down there. Okay, that's lucky though. You have to say this is lucky. This Antiquarian staying alive. That's fine. Takes 13 damage, so he drops to 0 now. And that might just drop me to the... Oh god, okay, that's super lucky. I hate myself over this guy now. Okay, so I'm just gonna move around, but he can still finish this, right? I can just kill my my Antiquarian next turn. He probably should as well, because she's almost like at 30% death store right now. So she's probably just dead, right? But his Crusader under heavy pressure as well, so pretty big. He also hits himself, so... he could have actually suicide as well. Okay, he gets the kill. That's almost guaranteed, I think, with the Writ of Execution as well, so... That was kind of on the cards anyway. Now, so what do? I think I can just do this, because this just has, at least not only does it have a kill chance, but also just does a lot of stress overall. It's 14 stress, sorry, it's like 40 stress, because he has bonus stress damage taken since he's at death's door, right? So we are doing quite well there. He might just slam me out of this again though, unfortunate. No, he doesn't. Okay, this is very good. This is very good. So, I'm wondering if I shouldn't just X-Sang, but this is kind of a wasted X-Sang then, isn't it? So this doesn't do enough stress though. I think I should just X-Sang this, honestly. I'm just gonna X-Sanguinate on the A-bomb, because that's just the healing I need to survive another round, and there's also 9 bleed on him, so very important. I feel like I just had to drop the X-Sanguinate there, because I can just finish the Crusader with my GR anyway, and the worst thing he can do is stun me right now. He has no healing, right? That's the price of taking the Bulwark of Light. You just have no healing available. Although this Flagellant is gonna be at death's door now, very close to death's door anyway. Still okay, still fine. He loses the Crusader right now, so the only thing I have to worry about is the A-bomb, so that's pretty cool. And the A-bomb is bleeding hard, and also I just get to play my Flagellant first next turn, so that's okay. No, actually I might lose the Flagellant then. Shit, I just didn't think about this. I didn't quite think this through. I mean, he has to do 9 damage here. Can he do 9 damage with the Manacles? That's a real question here, right? He can do 6 here, though. You have to remember he does start the next turn as well, right? So this might be enough to get him some sort of a leverage, right? He doesn't have the stun item, so stunning this Flash now is very unlikely. So I feel like I'm kind of safe unless he just gets this Grave Robber down. That's sort of unlikely too. So I do have to heal her, I feel. I just do have to heal her. Oh god, he gets her down. Shit. It's not good. Not good at all. He does have the repose as well. That's sort of an issue right now for me. Obviously, like, he drops to 0, so I can just punish the corpse and I'm gonna be okay. Yeah, I could also X-Sank again, but that's kind of sketchy. So you got pretty lucky with that kill too. So maybe I could have just healed my Grave Robber there, but I didn't account for those ridiculous death blows he was getting, right? He transforms, huh? Oh no, he's gonna push me, isn't he? He rakes, alright, he rakes. That's perfect. That's so fortunate for me, actually. That's so fortunate he rakes. Yeah. Okay, whoa, 15% death blow comes through, okay. That was actually kind of surprising. I didn't expect to take this one home. But I did, guys, but I did.
Be wary.
How did you people like the qualifiers, by the way? Was the show okay? Like how did you like the production value and such? Were you people entertained? Were you people bored? Did you people enjoy yourselves? How was it? Yeah, the Devil was kind of cherry on the top for this game. Like this was full RNG mode. From the beginning until the very end.
The ringmaster demands a challenger.
It was full RNG mode, guys. It was a good game. It was super swingy, but it was fun. So I'm gonna note it, guys. I'm gonna say this is a good game indeed. We're just gonna kind of note it for the future reference, as in the highlights. Yeah, I'm super hyped as well. I'm super pumped for the tournament, guys. Obviously, I'm kind of rooting for you people, but obviously for everybody as well, for everybody else who is gonna participate. So it's just gonna be really cool to see how you people perform tomorrow and on Tuesday. Okay, going to game number 2. Richtefen, the zombie killer. Richtefen sounds like a German guy, so let's see how he performs. He's the German, right? So, Richtefen. Get me, man, get me. And that's a Darkest Mark comp as well. It's gonna kind of pain in the ass to deal with that, because it just does very well against the slower comps. And this is not that fast of a composition, right? So you might just get this, although I'm not really sure about. I think you're gonna be okay, Saber. I think you're gonna be okay. I've seen you play, so... Oh, that's fortunate as hell, by the way. I've seen you play, my man, so I feel like you're just gonna be fine at worst. I feel like you're gonna be fine at worst, so... I feel like he is saying that he doesn't feel up to the task, which is obviously untrue. Because he has performed, like, very, very well already. I know it for a fact, so... Yep. I would say you're more than ready to take up on your opponents there. Okay. Is he just gonna keep slamming? I guess he is, but I really want to get that done as well. Because I can just go fade away next turn with my GR to just get those get the A-bomb out of the bad position. You just have like 2 to 3 minutes, Zapine, so you just have to be ready. I would take notes, man. I would take notes, or just prepare for your opponent. You can actually just have a look at what he has right now and adjust to the trinkets, because you know in advance. You have a full day. There's 24 hours to prepare for your opponent, and you know exactly what composition they have. You know their decks. And if you kind of miss that, you can actually come back to that and have a look at them later, right? I'm also gonna pose them. Actually, I'm just gonna pose the decks. I'm gonna pose the bracket, the matchups. On Discord, so that you people know how it is indeed gonna go. The hell did he do? He marked my. That's very sad. That's very sad, honestly. I'm just gonna fade away. He's not gonna be able to do jack shit about that. So. That's very, like, this is what, seriously, this is textbook, do not do this. If you play this composition, never pull the anti-quarren, because she can just fade away and cancel out whatever you're doing. Yeah, this doesn't help either, he didn't crit that. Obviously, it's like, the Tiller and the Medic's full play. Okay, peculiar setup of, setup of items, really. Right, so we do get 33 stress here. That's also good, because he damaged her, and I'm most likely going to be using my Shadow Fade next turn, so it's basically nothing. Yeah, but Big Dan, I'm just gonna post this. Indeed, I'm gonna post this on the Discord right now. I'm just gonna do it while playing the game, by the way. So do not expect, the top tier performance from me right now, because you might just be gravely disappointed in that. And I'm just gonna take those decks for Tuesday as well. Hold on, guys. There's 2 brackets, really. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. I'm gonna post like a specific tags later, okay? So that you guys can I'm gonna post like the deck matchups later, but I cannot do this on the run, right? You can just have a look at the decks of your opponents to kind of learn what exactly you're gonna be up against. That's probably the thing you should be doing now. Righty, so I have to just drop the region, I feel. Like, just drop the region up there, and it's gonna be fine. And this means that these guys just don't take lethal damage anymore, very important for me. You have a lot of good matches, man, but you're just underselling yourself, I have to feel. Like, you're just doing very well for yourself in those Euro games. I think I fought against you on the ladder as well. You're super solid, man. So if you're trying to downplay how good you are, you just shouldn't be doing this. Because I really feel you're gonna perform pretty well for yourself, man. Yeah, so I have 2 possibilities. Or I can just use this to drop the darts here, honestly. Because she's just gonna be fine for now. So I can just... Yeah, I'm gonna dart this guy even more. Because this Flagellant, like, he's just gonna remove the stun. There's no need for him to be anywhere forward, right? There's no need for him to be anywhere forward right now. And this also means that he can only damage my Grave Robber. I don't think he does enough damage to the GR to take her to 0 HP right now. Yeah, it's very unlikely, I feel, to finish her. Like, he doesn't have the offensive items either, so he'll hit the Flagellant regens, and he's gonna be out of 0 HP as well. So I'm super safe now.
Perched at the very precipice of oblivion.
You should be insecure, man. I felt insecure before my match, and I just lost. So I feel like you just should... I lost my match to Mangle just because I feel like I just mind-gamed myself into thinking I couldn't win with any other composition than the one I was playing. So perhaps you should just kind of reconsider that approach, because it just doesn't do you any good, I feel. It doesn't do you no good. It does you no good, my man. So, yeah. Alrighty, we drop another Vapor now, and we hope we just kill this bitch. No, Antiquarian, why are you failing me today so much? Like, she has been the top performer on the team before. She had, like, so many skulls behind her belt, guys. Now she's just not doing the job right. She's just not doing the job right, but yeah. I feel like these guys are okay, so... I mean, the good part for me right now is specifically the fact that I can just... Whoever they damage, I can just activate them and bring them back to full HP, so that's just pretty comfortable for me. In terms of like how this pacing of the game goes. I'm also a stress comp. He might not realize that I'm a stress player right now. So I can just transform, do my bunch of stress with the aim, and also do a huge chunk of crit there, so he's at 0 HP as well. That's going pretty well for me. And really, what does he do now? Does he hit the Grave Robber? I feel like he might just be hitting the Grave Robber. Moves to the back as well, that's super unfortunate. What do you do now if you're Richtefen? Okay, Richtefen pulls in the paw freaking Antiquarian once again. Okay, that's fine, I'm fine with that. So I guess he doesn't do anything nasty to the Flagell, I'm just gonna move him to the front, right? That's an opening for me. He can only hit this. I'm just gonna activate, get rid of the stun, and wait, play it slow. I can also just use the Flagellant for healing. I feel like so much pressure right now, I can just be healing and, you know, get away with whatever I'm doing. Because whoever he damages right now, he can just heal to full HP again, even if he takes her down to 0. Which he probably does with that. Nope, he does not. I can redeem, right? I can redeem, and he might stun me later, so it's probably not the best idea to just move forward with this. Although I do have the... Yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna heal. I'm just gonna heal the Antiquarian, maybe. Because this might be like a full heal again, right? I'm just gonna do it, because she's marked, so she might just take a large beating later. I know, like, the backline Flagellant, not the best character, like, not a dream character you might want to be using, but this is still fine, I think. He just, stuns the Antiquarian now? Yeah, that's kind of pointless as well, I feel. I mean, I cannot kill the BH, that's the only thing this accomplishes, right? But I can just smash somebody else into the ground, that's fine by me, seriously. I can also just drop the darts, hope this is a crit. That's 30% crit, and this is a dead BH, then no, it's not a crit, crap. He's so stressed though. He might just die from the ticks of Hara then. He might just die from the ticks of Hara, so... He's really playing this, like, he has to be healing and also trying to control me, and I'm a stress comp, so he's gonna lose this eventually, I feel. Right. I can stand this A-bomb as well right now with my own A-bomb, or... Because I do have the shackles, right? That's very... Sorry, the spike chain, so it's also very important. I love the memes, guys. I love the memes in terms of the names and such. It's always a pleasure to see that you guys are kind of having fun with naming your teams as well. Very important, very important. What can he do to this? I think I just activate and I'm happy, right? Yeah, almost. Jeez, 199. No way. Richtefen, how did you do this, Richtefen? 199. 199. How do you say HP in German? Guys, how do you say HP in German? In German? In Deutsch. How do you say HP? I know you guys have an abbreviation, because like I feel like every single language now has the abbreviation for HP. Do you have any Germans on chat? Winterbliss, you there? Because Winterbliss was like is the native of German, so would be nice to have him there. Kind of show us the ropes, right? But I guess we're having none of that, right? We're having none of that. So what I have to do now is I actually have to move my own Flagellant forward, because he has no other uses right now. He Manacles my Antiquarian. That's peculiar. So he might just try to finish her off with the hook, I guess, right? No, he can't, because he just dies if he activates the BH. It's kind of sad I do lose the region, but obviously like he hasn't accomplished that much. Like even if he somehow kills with me, he might just kill me with the Arbalest, right? That's the only big threat right now. Just the Arbalest activation into the sniper shot there. He might just, yeah, he heals this actually, so he plays this slow. I can't agree with this. He's gonna take 14 damage and die anyway. This is not gonna help him. So, what do we do now? I guess I just pivot onto someone else, right? Just pivot onto somebody else. So I'm just gonna drop the Crusader. I feel like this like he just activated it. Oh, there's a big crit as well. It's gonna be 100 stress. Puentes de vida. Hey there, Nobello! Hey there, Richard! No German native speakers, you guys are hopeless. Yeah, I just said this, like he was just gonna lose this. Because that was just DOT that took him to 0, and then there was stress that kicked in just because of that, so... It was just bound to happen, guys. It was just bound to happen. So we have decent control over there, so I feel like, yeah, he's just out. GG's to Richterfin. The zombie killer. Yeah, we made it, guys. Obviously, just kidding about the Germans. I love my Germans, guys. I love my Germans. Couple of good German friends. Yeah, that was a good game. So we got 2 games today. So yeah, like we are actually at shit. I didn't take. I think I didn't add a point there. So we're 39 to 13 now. That's a decent result, right? That's a decent result. No, Darkest 2, Nobello. We're Darkest 2. Close to Darkest 1, though. So we're moving up in the standings, which is very good, because we're kind of stuck in Champion for a while. I feel like we hit Darkest 2 some time ago. And now we're just kind of moving up from there. Guys, again, a quick reminder. Wait, hold on for that. I need to check the messages because I feel like people are very angry now. Oh, sis. We could do some viewer games, sure. We could do some viewer games, absolutely, man. Do you want to play against someone specific? Do you want to challenge someone? Or do you want me to play against you? Oh, sure, yeah, we could do this as well. Yeah, obviously. We could do like a best of series today as well. But I want to host like a separate tournament, small tournament for those guys who didn't make the cut. Oh yeah, we could do that as well, sure. So you could do this, like the guys who made the decks, you could actually play today. Alright, so I'm just gonna get the messages out later. Unless Sis, can you do this? The qualifiers are gonna start on Monday, as I said. Oh god, this is my comp. Captain, no! What are you doing, Captain? I just have to drop the healing from the get-go. That's super dangerous. Announce that people who didn't make the cut, like just announce on Discord that people who didn't make the cut, for the qualifiers can just volunteer to play now. Oh god, that's gonna be such a dead A-bomb. I dropped this region for a reason. I don't think this is just gonna cut it then. Like, this is so painful. Holy shit. There's no way I can do about this as well. This is gonna be just a dead A-bomb very soon this way. Oh my god, it's gonna be super painful to fight this. He drops the... That's very unbrilliant. I feel like this is kind of a wasted opportunity for him very much. Because... Very much of a wasted opportunity for him, because... Unlikely and very likely. Okay, obviously dodge. I'm not digging this one. I'm not digging this one, guys. Dazzling Light comes onto my GR. And that's kind of controlling me a bit, but it's okay for the A-bomb. Like, the A-bomb has decent stun res right now for the time being anyway. He doesn't have the gauntlets, he might not just be able to stun him from the get-go, and this feels like I might just be able to do my thing then. I guess, but I just have to push this Jester out now. I cannot do anything else, right? I just have to activate and push the Jester, though this is kind of more likely to do something, right? The stun is just gonna do a bit more. Because this means he can no longer, let's just go for this, yeah, because this means he can no longer damage me with this, so he has only 2 usable damage dealers right now, which is pretty big. Obviously he might just stun me then, right, so just buying myself a little bit of time with this, nothing else. Nothing else really. He's just gonna get the finishing blow later, that's just inevitable for me right now. So I just have to focus the Jester, I guess, and try to kill him before he does some real harm to me. I could just be dropping those. No, this is 6 bleed though. Please don't dodge. Okay, perfect. Oh no, he resists the bleed. Oh, you hate to see that. You hate to see. I might just actually play with the trinkets on this flagellant because he is not really doing the job with those bleeds. He has been missing a decent bunch of those overall. That's kind of sad, really. Yeah. I missed again. This just is not like tagged by any DOT at all. Seriously, it's so unfortunate. Like there's a single bleed and a single blight against like a full DOT comp that has been doing something this fight, right? He's gonna lunge here. He's just gonna lunge, right? He gets a free kill with the lunge. Yeah. Boom. There's nothing I can do to stop that as well. The thing is, like, I usually would have dealt a lot of damage overall here, but I have not been able to land any sort of DOTs, so it's very, very unfortunate for me. Now, she resisted. Now she resisted. 25%. No, this is 40 actually. It's still kind of preposterous. I need to get some sort of bleed penetration though. She's gonna keep stunning this as well, because she can. So I'm not gonna be able to do anything with this grave robber then, right? But I really want to be able to activate the flagellant at the very least, so. Okay. This hits everybody and blights everybody as well. It's kind of late though, isn't it? Because this is like a super strong comp. If it can get a kill very early, it gets a kill early here, and it's just gonna be real nightmare for me. Probably gets the stun as well, yeah, it's just brutal, because I only have a single character I can use per turn this way. Obviously this Jester drops low, but not to 0 either, because, yeah, fuck me, that's why. Yeah, it's heavy damage too, because this is exactly my composition, by the way. It's like 1-to-1 my comp, so I'm just gonna drop the darts here. We had a crit that's very big, that we got that, so that's gonna be 6 DOT. Again, not enough actually to even scratch Hesso. Not a big fan of this. I need to change the title, I guess. I could change the title as well. Because it's already done. And the qualifiers, so it's just gonna be the ladder now. I need to drop the regen here again, I think, too, because otherwise he just might focus this. Or he just kills the flagellant right now, he just finales this. There's nothing I can do about this either. Yeah, he just kills the flag, so kind of bad for me. Kind of bad for me. I mean, this Vestal not gonna be long for this. Well, his 3 characters can activate at 1, so it's just looking super grim right now. He just picks away at me, right? He just picks away at me. There's nothing I can do about this. And I have just 2 very squishy characters left. He can stun both of them next turn. Actually, he can stun both of them now. So that's just how it is. He gets a crit very early, and then just it kind of yeah, the dots don't land and I die. That's how it goes sometimes. Okay, we get a dodge though. That's very fortunate, but again, that's just not gonna cut it. I feel it's just not gonna cut it. He's to stun my Antiquarian. Oh, he doesn't do this. It's strange. So that's not enough healing. It's just not enough healing at all. He drops to 0. He drops to 0. You don't drop to 0, so I just kind of make you drop to 0 now. You just change the stream title, guys, real quick.
Facing the abyss.
Just need to find this now. Need to find this. Yeah, he heals this again. Nah, that's not looking. It's looking quite grim for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Perched at the very precipice of oblivion.
Yeah.
Unbalanced.
Oh my god. That's not looking too hot, guys. It's not looking too hot. NGL. Somebody help me. I just have to kind of try to split the damage. Thank you, sis. Lovely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So once people kind of volunteer, we can just run those games, like, you know, get some matches going with them. But then we obviously will get them into a small tournament as well, so, you know, those decks won't go to waste.
Grievous injury. Palpable fear.
Right, so this looks bad, but this is a row 1 Vestal, 0 HP on the Crusader, like once he activates. 0 on the Vestal, she can't heal, he can heal a little bit, 14 DOT on him, only 2 on this Grave Robber though, so even if I like make it through somehow, miraculously, yeah, it's gonna be very rough, but I can win definitely, yeah, sure I can win this. Yeah, he mace bashes me though. Okay, he misses that. It's very important if he does miss that. But he can lunge now for like a double crap load of damage. That's how much he's gonna do with that. He's just gonna do like a double crap load of damage. 0 HP, yeah. So see, that's the real issue. Like, I can't deal with this Grave Robber anyhow. She has just way too much defense. Okay, please die, Vestal. The Vestal doesn't die, yeah. Yeah, we could try. I don't want to bother Silentia. He has like his own business to attend to, I think. You can ask if you want to cast with Silentia, though, I'm all up for that, right? So if you can ask Silentia if oh my god, though, this is funny. Now, you hate to see it if you're playing a Crusader. A Crusader just going berserk on himself. Oh god, this is the second time in a row we see this. Okay, that's a death blow, though. There's some sort of a retaliation coming from the captain. Does he Shadow Fade again? I guess he would Shadow Fade here, right? I would Shadow Fade for sure, though. He just Panic Darts me. Okay, that's a crit as well. Yeah, sure, you can message him. Sure, I don't mind you guys casting. We could do like some community casting as well. If some people would like to cast today. You know, they would be very much welcome, I think. Okay, get rid of the Vestal. We have... Oh, that's just impossible to win, I think. It's too much. He just has too much here. Compared to like what I have, like there's just I'm a single step behind him. It's super close, but he just gets it by the skin on his teeth, but he gets it anyway. So resolve tested, huh? And that's just gonna be pain in the ass now. I mean, I can just try to go invisible and force him to waste some time, but he's not even afflicted, so I don't think this does anything for me. I can buy some time. That's the best thing I can do here. Like, get some Death's Door resistance and maybe pull through. He has no healing, right? So that's the big upside for me in this situation. Hmm. 90%, I think I'm gonna take the risk. I'm just gonna do the damage. And then oh yeah, obviously he resisted that as well. Shit, that's bad, because I really need him to take DOTs. And like every single time he resists this is just so big. Okay, he has a 10% death blow, but oh, that's more than that. That's more than that. But yeah, I just had to kind of take the risk that, because otherwise there's like no way I'm gonna kill him ever. So yeah, GG's to that guy. Who was I? I didn't read the name even. Oh, it was a good game. It was a good game. GG Ronies, guys. GG Ronies. The problem, sis, is that I don't have the cards for the people whom I didn't qualify, because I didn't prepare the cards for them. For those decks, because I did it like after choosing the people for the qualifier. So I just have to kind of make this as a makeshift production, right? Which I might just do, you know, from the get-go, really. So I'm just gonna get like a secondary draft screen. I'm just gonna copy-paste what we have, and we're just gonna play with that. I don't think anybody will mind, though. I think this is gonna be fine. Okay, so I'm gonna get a duplicate here, picks and bans practice. I hope you guys don't mind if this is gonna be kind of half hours then. Because I don't have the cards for you. So if you guys want to play, there's not going to be cards. Only your decks are going to be available there. I think this is sufficient though. This is going to be sufficient. It's going to have to kind of change. Sorry, I messed up now. I don't see my cursor again. Damn it. What am I doing? What am I doing, guys? What am I doing here? Okay, I see my cursor again. Perfect. I want to do that. I actually need to practice the overlay, man. I actually need to practice the use of the overlay. That's the annoying part about this. I really need to practice the use of the overlay. Hey there, Zoko! Hello there. Did you register for the tournament, Zoko? Because I don't recall this. I think you said you couldn't play, right? I think you said you couldn't play. Okay, that's a strange fucking team. It's a stress one as well, so I'm just gonna push this Hellion to disable the stress if I can, yeah. Works. If it works, it works. I made a small mistake here though, and I hope he doesn't realize that on time. Best I can hope for. If he just doesn't realize this, he didn't, so I'm fine. Oh god, this freaking occultist over there. No, he needed to pull someone. Like, he just needed to pull someone right away. This would have wasted a single turn of mine, but I just do whatever I want now. I get a dot as well. It's very big against this. Against the artillery spam is just very, very big. Okay, so what I think I need to do is like deal with this squishy character first. Like the occultist has to go, and maybe I was actually supposed to change the trinkets on the flag. I need to get rid of these two guys, I think. Like, those are the biggest stress dealers. I could honestly try to focus the MA, but it's gonna take too long, so. Hey there's Spartan, holy crap. Sure. Oh, that sucks really hard, Zapine. I mean, sorry, Spartan. Yeah, but like that's just how it is. That's just how it is. I'll make sure you play your, like, if you make it through the first phase, I'll just make sure you play first in the second phase. Then, if you're like on the clock or something, okay? I mean, I sat for the entire freaking tournament by Mizuken as well. It was like I was ending my cast at 3 AM too, so it was crazy. Oh god, that's beautiful. Look at this. Okay, that's something you really have to marvel. Look at this stress. I can actually just deal with the Crusader. I can just, yeah, okay, can no longer do this actually. Righty, so we transform the A-bomb, I guess. And we just go for the Hellion there. I just need to stun the Hellion because I want to double transform. That's the only thing I can do with the A-bomb right now. I really needed to push her out, so as to prevent those accuracy debuffs and the stress, so I feel this was the right thing.
How quickly the tide turns.
The voice chat. I mean, if you want to cast this, I'm afraid this is not possible because we have like a very strict cast like of Mises and Silentia, so we're just gonna kind of keep it consistent. Since it's kind of an official tournament now. If you want to join the cast, no. But if you want to kind of come and talk about like a post game, for instance, like after the tournament, they could come over and just kind of talk to us as well. I'd be up for that. But yeah, we can't do that. We cannot do like the how do I say that? I just want to have consistent cast across the time so that people just kind of come and get what they expect, right? I feel this is reasonable. I hope you don't mind. Okay, so he's a stress comp. I'm a stress comp. I'm a dot comp as well, so I'm doing damage. And damage is also stress, by the way, because every single time a character drops to 0 HP, they take stress. And this means like they will be taking double damage then. And it's probably, guys, this is probably, I just have to say this is most likely to be the best tournament you'll ever see in the Butcher Circus. because I'm not saying it's going down, but it's kind of going down. So this probably will be the best tournament ever, unless they keep up the work with the Butcher Circus in DD2, right? Yeah, that's big. That's big. 10, 12, yeah.
Self-preservation is paramount.
Yeah, that's what Sis is saying exactly, right? I just want to make sure that this tournament is big. Because that's the only shot we get at bigness.
Facing the abyss.
Series is just the only shot we have at just being having like a very, very big, prominent tournament with a lot of stages, with a good competitive line of matchups and such. Adrenaline rush drops. Okay. He heals all this stuff. That's unfortunate. But I can just, drop it again. And I really don't mind this because I can just, yeah, let's say critters. This is very big. 142 stress. He's gonna go down to 0 again anyway. Yeah. Yeah, we do have the official support. That's really cool. Like, I'm really happy I got through to the guys eventually. Because I've been actually messaging them about this for a while. I feel like they actually kind of realized what I knew as well. The fact that, you can't organize a tournament on a game that keeps desyncing and bugging on people. So this was quite reasonable, I think, for them to do what they did. I feel like that's just the way I would describe that. It was just very good that they fixed it on time, so that they fixed it before the game died. That's the important part. So we actually get to run a proper tournament now. Oh no, this is very bad for the Flagellant because he might just die. There are no finishes there, but he might just die anyway. That's kind of unfortunate if he dies, right? I guess I'm gonna move because, frankly, I just want to transform and I don't really have any good targets to hit right now, so I can just move and be happy about my movement. And then I can just keep spamming the blights, because this is my second transformation, so it's just gonna give me some decent benefit there if I just activate like this. So he might just go for Retribution here and just try to kill me there. Like that'll be very fortunate for him, obviously, but also... Okay, no, that's strange. I just don't think this is right. Like, you have to go for this. Like, if you ever have a chance to kill someone, and in the Butcher Circus, just go for it. Because you can just pick somebody else, just drop the accusation or something. This doesn't cost you anything, and it actually guarantees that you that's kind of at least give you a chance of moving forward in the match. Because I just heal now, and he has no way of dealing with this flash again. This was his only chance. Obviously, he resisted the bleed, but I didn't want to lose the flash to this MAA, so would have been quite sad. There's a stress combat. I just kind of push this Hellion, and I'm doing so much damage to it that she can't really do anything but, just play safe and slow. I feel like that's how it's going. Okay, so we just kind of try to maybe mess with this MAA a bit more. Like, this is going to be 0 HP on him as well now. That's very big. Okay.
Those who covered injury.
Yeah. Everybody resolved rock. That's really good. This is going super well. Guys, so is there anybody on the chat who'd like to do this now, who'd like to do the viewer games? Because we need at least 2 people to do that. So viewer versus viewer then, right?
Fear and frailty finally claim their due.
Alrighty, so do I drop region now? Because I guess I'm okay not doing damage right now. I think I can just drop the region, make sure that these guys just don't drop dead randomly. I guess that's not a bad idea. Just keeping their HP bars full, I feel that's just a reasonable thing to do. It's 25 damage, look at this. So he actually goes for the... Oh my god, that was a mistake then. I should have just done my freaking damage with the Antiquarian, because I have to heal with the A-bomb for sure now. I just have to heal with him. Because I have a very decent lead in this game, so I don't want to squander that lead right now. I feel like I'm just gonna play this slow and win eventually. But hey, Nubello, where are you from, man? Because you just appear on those evening streams exclusively. Okay, he just says bye and leaves. That's so strange. Yeah, I was just trying to kind of get some contact with him, but yeah, that's Nubello for you guys. That's Nubello for you. Okay, dart time again. Darth Vader. He has been darted hard. Okay, 7 damage here. Needs to be taken. That stress is also big. Like those horror stacks are just coming up huge in this fight. Obviously, this Crusader being consistently stealth doesn't quite help me that much, but that's okay. I'm gonna take 1 down. I'm gonna have to just activate now. Because if I don't do it now, I'm just gonna be at 0 HP later. Shit. Oh no, that's bad. And that's kind of unfortunate. He loses the Hellion, there is no healing he can do now to save her. But I probably lose the A-bomb this way, right? I probably lose the A-bomb then. Yeah. He does that indeed. That's Nubello for us guys. Zoko, you stream as well. Holy shit, I didn't know this. Can you give me your Twitch then? Because I have actually not seen your... Or did I subscribe to you before? I might have subscribed actually. I just don't remember that. Okay, we get 2 kills here for sure. But I don't think I have to be doing any damage, honestly. Again, I can just keep healing this. Just keep healing, because he loses the Hellion and I go first. And this means I can activate the A-bomb and do some more harm to this. Like he loses this 100%. Okay, I did follow you, perfect. Alright, so this was you. When do you stream then, Zoko? When do you stream? Okay, we got the X-Sank, beautiful, resisted again obviously, but that's what you live for, that's what you live for. Zoko, you can let the guys know you're streaming on my Discord if you want, by the way. I don't mind. If you can just go to the general, just don't do this like, you know, every day. But if you want to just kind of self-advertise a little bit, I have nothing against this, man, okay? So if you want to just kind of let people know, okay, hey guys, I'm streaming today. Butcher Circus all day long. Come and enjoy. I'm perfectly fine with this, man. So guys, give Zoko a follow if you want to get like more Circus than just me and Goliath, right? I would definitely follow Zoko. If you can just give me the if you want to, you can message me your Twitch TV and I'll just drop the link on our chat, man. As well, so people can just subscribe to you now. You're welcome, you're welcome. This game needs a fucking community, so let's make one, right? Let's fucking make one, guys. Let's make one. It's okay, I'm cool with that. I mean the A-bomb dying here, I think. Oh no, yeah, okay, I just did enough. I thought I was gonna be short, but I don't know why I thought that, because that's just obviously a dead fucking MAA. Alright, so...
There can be no hope in this hell.
Have you guys seen Last Epoch, by the way? Because I've been playing that game a little bit, like off-stream, obviously, because people don't like me playing games that aren't DD. I've been having a blast with that. Yeah, if you guys just want to self-advertise reasonably often on the Discord, and if you're streaming something that you think will like, and actually I'm just gonna do a community stream section. Okay, so you guys, if you want to stream the Circus or something else, you can just come to the Discord and just say it there. Okay, so I'm just gonna create a channel for this. And here it is, guys. So there is a special Discord right now. You can advertise your streams there if you want to. Hold on, I need to win my game before I leave. Right, so please die. Alright. That wasn't the best composition ever, you have to see that. Like, this Hellion never got a single ability off. Holy shit, I just realized, like, she never got to use an ability throughout the entire fight. That's kind of funny, isn't it? Guys, again, I'll take this minute to encourage you to follow and to subscribe and to become members. You can become members by clicking the button called Join right below the YouTube stream. And this means you can donate about $3 per month to my welfare and well-being, and also to the stream quality of life, right? So I'm just gonna very much appreciate if you guys do this. Obviously, no pressure. Self-advertising over. We're also trying to hit 1.5k subs in August, which is obviously not gonna happen already, but I'm very hyped if you guys do subscribe indeed. I might do some duels later, yeah, but we're gonna do some viewer games first, I think. I think like we have some people up for viewer games.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
So anyhow, community streams is available. If you guys want to join and stream for the Mike team, you can do this. You can make like an esports team called Mike's team, guys. It'll be the star players, all of you. Man, this water is wonderful. I fucking love water. Is there anybody who wanted to be doing the games now or not? I don't think so. Like, only one person responded. Guys, on the chat, if you're on the chat, you would like to fight another player using the decks. Mind you, we are only using the decks now for the viewer fights. You can just let me know. It's gonna be viewer versus viewer though, not viewer versus Mikefield, because I don't have my decks ready at all. Cherry the Peacekeeper. Sure, Saber. Guys, I need the decks ready though for that. If you don't have the decks ready, you have to post them on our Discord. If you are not on our Discord, let me just briefly give you the link to the channel. So let me just give you the link right now. It's also available below the stream at all times, but here is the link. Join our Discord. This is our Discord. And there you can just post the decks according to the tournament rules. You can play like in this mini tournament then. Oh no, this is the same dude. Crypt Crawler. The Crypt Crawler is here, guys. And we shall. Yeah, it's a tidy Discord. Thank you, Cherry, for keeping it tidy. For smiting all the infidels who do not read or respect the rules. And the rules are what keeps this world together, right? Obviously not, but yeah. What do you guys think keeps the society together at this point in time? Oh my god, it's so lucky. Thank you, Crypt Crawler. I sometimes wonder, looking at all this shit that's happening in the world, like, I just can't help but wonder, like, what exactly makes the society stick together? Seriously. How nasty people are to each other sometimes. And here we are just playing computer games. Oh no, this flagell. I need to switch this trinket. Come on, like 0 bleeds. 15 and 45, 0-0. You really hate to see it. Come on. Okay, this is gonna be painful as well. I think this is Sis. I think this is actually Sis and Cherry keeping it together for me, guys. And okay, die occultist, die. You have to start healing this now soon. Crypt Crawler. Yes, I have thought of that. It was usually bad because it just didn't give me the accuracy I needed. Because you just need to hit those low targets, like, sorry, high dodge targets eventually with this flagellant, so... yeah. That's basically the issue, right? If you don't take the crown, you're in trouble. You don't take the gauntlet, you're in trouble. But I think I have to just get something that gives me accuracy and bleed chance. Because otherwise this flag is just not gonna get me anywhere. That's the problem. Okay, she yells at me. My god, do I lose to a yelling woman? That'll kind of make sense. Actually, it'll kind of make sense. That's how it usually goes for me, guys. Losing to yelling women. Yeah, yelling women are like the worst. Like, yelling men are also not good, though, you have to admit it. Like, I actually don't like yelling people overall. Because I work in a pretty noisy environment, guys. Like, I work at university, and yeah, it's just usually very, very high noise levels there. Because people are just continuously talking in the corridors and such. It's just very, very noisy. Obviously, during classes it's quiet, but like during the breaks, it's just super, super, super loud. So, yeah, I actually appreciate my fucking silence. Oh no, this is gonna be so difficult to deal with those double. I have no way of moving these guys anymore, right? It's the biggest deal. So I just have to deal damage to this this occultist, force him to start healing. It's like university is not like ridiculously loud per se, but it's just consistently loud. You know what I mean? Like it's just always noisy. Like there's always someone chatting. Like that, you know, this kind of accumulates into this crazy situation. Okay, this is good though. So. It's kind of exhausting sometimes, and I come back home after teaching for the full day. It's just really hard for me to do anything related. Like I can't even listen to music often. Like I can talk to my girlfriend. It's pretty hard, really. But you know, I have a break until the end of September. Still, like there's the Polish university semester, which just starts. The universities are sort of gonna be open, I think, in Poland. They're sort of gonna be open, yes, in a way. So they're calling this hybrid, and nobody likes it because we all know how it's gonna look like, what it's gonna look like, but we just have to live with this, I guess. Okay, I need to get rid of this freaking Hellion ASAP as well. I'm just gonna X-Sang the bitch now. Just eat the X-Sang. Oh no, it's so unlikely to hit. Shit. Okay, yeah. I just have to do this. So university is gonna be the universities are gonna be open for the next term, but it's just gonna be hybrid. So it's gonna be part-time teaching at uni and part-time just distance teaching or whatever you call that. Yeah, we probably should as well, but it's like the students don't want to take the non-online class, like non-live classes. That's kind of strange, but that's how it is. They just dislike the form of teaching, and there's really not much we can do about this, right? So other than just providing them with normal teaching format. So there you go. You know, admittedly, this guy hasn't done much this game. Like, he's trying hard with those two frontliners who just keep dishing out those high amounts of stress. But is he really successful doing this? Because like, he barely broke my my abomination, he barely broke my flagellant, that's about it. And I've done so much more stress overall. Like, I did more to his backline than he did to my frontline. He also took a bunch of damage, and my flagellant is just gonna heal all he did. So I feel like I'm okay. He can be yawping all he wants. I'm gonna start using the abilities that don't really require me to have high accuracy anyway, so I'm gonna be okay with that. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. It was kind of weird. I guess he mitigated a little bit, but I just kind of lost him a lot of momentum at the same time. So I would say this kind of unbrilliant move of his. Okay, I actually hit both, despite the accuracy debuff as well. I mean, I don't like the online classes either as a teacher because it takes a copious amount of time to prepare them, like way more time than like normally teaching, you know, live. It really is way more difficult for the teachers as well. So the fact that we just have that, we have to kind of live with that right now is not comfortable for me because literally I just take so much more time to get ready for every single class I teach. So there is that. It takes 14. I'm just gonna do some stuff to this Crusader as well. So anyway, that's just how it is, guys. I guess courageous. Son of a bitch.
A moment of valor shines brightest against the backdrop of despair.
Playing Mangle. Oh yeah, we're playing Mangle a bit. Yeah, we're playing Mangle on stream because I really wanted to bring it to the ladder. It's performed wonderfully well, by the way. We lost one, so I actually stopped keeping track of those wins. But we are like what? We are 42. Wait, yeah, we have 40. I don't know why this didn't update. We are 40 to 14 right now. Based on we won 3, we lost 1 so far. It's going like remarkably well, to be honest. It's going remarkably well. I could have transformed actually. That's unbrilliant by me. I should have just transformed here. Like look at this. Like he's in so much trouble right now. So much trouble. 16 DOT on her. 16 DOT. Crazy stuff. I'm kind of tickling him a little, but he's gonna be at 0 here. At 0 here as well. Like he's gonna be a full 0 HP team very, very soon. See? Like that's just what I'm doing to him right now. It's going super well. Like this composition is just ridiculously strong, but might be playing this a bit too slow. I don't really know. Obviously, this Aksang not the best decision I can make. 55 accuracy is just gonna be a wasted turn. I just lose this game because I'm just gonna heal. Because I really don't want to kind of miss an Aksang and just lose the game because of that. That would be really shitty for me. Look at the 0 HP again here. Like he has to be healing everybody all the time if he wants to kind of persevere, and that's just not feasible, I think. Oh, that's the problem though. He actually gets on top of my A-bomb there.
The reveling throne demands its portion.
Yeah, I don't think he does 13 damage there, so I'm just gonna do the healing here again. I think I'm supposed to play this slow anyway. I think I'm supposed to be playing this slow. He doesn't do 50 damage now with stress, right? He has to use Adrenaline Rush. And I just kind of repeat the same thing again. Which is very close from Resolve Broken though, so. 20 stress damage, 18. I mean, Blight that is. That was my mistake though, that was my mistake. The anti-core is actually the core, because I should have just kept her for the last turn. I don't know why I did what I did, but I did that anyway. I mean, he can't keep healing this, right? He just loses this straight away if he just keeps healing, so... yeah. Okay, that's beautiful. It's almost dead, actually. He has 70 stress to 60. He has 66 stress. Come on, that's beautiful. We have to admit this is beautiful, right? That was just so good. I should have really transformed this A-bomb, though. This would have helped me a ton if I did. He rallies to flame. It's like, there's no point for him to actually do this. Like, there's no point in doing this for him, because... like, I'm just gonna consistently outdamage him. Whatever he tries to do, I'm just gonna outdamage him anyway. He loses this obelisk, I feel now. Close. Okay, no, he doesn't. I thought this was more stress. It's just 188 now. But he loses the occultist, right, as well. He loses the occultist when he activates the occultist, so that's just how it's gonna go now. And I just killed the Hellion as well right now with the GR. So that's one less. I didn't want to. I didn't read the future, guys. This was just gonna happen. Okay, that's like a chain heart attack now. Shit. But he was gonna die. He doesn't die now. But he's out. Like he's definitely out of this. So guys, who's up for the viewer game now? Who's up for the viewer game after this Who wants to play a viewer game now? Like viewer versus viewer. A double kill, let's go for it. Miss Antiquarian does it again though. Oh, that's okay, yeah. Kind of a double kill anyway, so GG.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Yeah, it needed way too much time, right? So he just lost.
Company of bloodthirsty.
Okay, so we're gonna be 40 to 41 to 14. That's very good. Folk etymology. Thank you for following, my man. Welcome to dungeon. Lovely stuff, guys. Be like folk etymology. Follow and subscribe. Very big stuff, guys. Like if you do that, seriously. There's gonna be 41 to 14 on the day. I mean, on the season. Okay, so anybody except for Alan wants to play. So it's gonna be Alan versus Dev Decimator then. Dev Decimator, are you here? Are you around? Because I'm just gonna get those teams prepared. We'll do a viewer battle then. Sis, do you wanna cast with me? Or do I just cast it on my own? Because we can just do that. We can just do a cast as well. But we need like a second player anyway, so I just need to get Dev Decimator to be ready. Okay, so Alan, can you add Dev Decimator as a friend now? I'm just gonna whisper you. I'm gonna whisper you his Discord. I'm gonna whisper you his Steam friend code. Okay, you're just gonna have to add him on Steam then, so that I can comment. And then you guys both have to join the channel on our Discord called, I think it's called competitive matches, and that's gonna be it. And then we can just play. Okay, sorry. No, Alan. Where is Alan? Oh, you're Biter. You're Biter, Alan. All right. I don't know how it works really, Spartan. I don't know how it works, so we're just gonna do it the old-fashioned way, okay? We're just gonna do it the old-fashioned way, like with the commentary. And with the adding to friends. Okay, Alan, so you should wait for Dev to add you right now. We'll see how you guys work. Okay, I'm just gonna get those comps into the interface as well, so that we know what we're working with. So I'm just gonna save these. It's gonna be Alan, aka Biter, and it's gonna be. And I also have to join the Discord competitive matches for that. I'm gonna have to find Dev as well on there, Dev Decimator. So I'm just gonna save this. And just gonna get those builds on the board right now, and we're just gonna get going from there. So let's just see those compositions. Where the hell are they? I just saved them though. Come on, what the hell happened? It's okay. I know what happened. I know what happened exactly. I didn't save the format, so let me save this again. It's gonna be Dev. And it's gonna be best of 3, guys. It's gonna be a best of 3, alright? Let me just find a second team now. Hold on, I'm just kind of taking my time, I know. It's kind of split across the board, so Let me just do it. Let me just do it really quick. Biter. And that's gonna be it. I'm just gonna pull those up into the ban phase right now. We're just gonna go into the bans, guys. Hold on. I usually have those things prepared, but right now it's just... I had, like, for the tournament, it's all gonna go smoothly because I have, like, folders with people's comps and such. But right now, you just have to kind of be patient with me. Okay, guys, so we have two compositions right now. We have Dev Decimator on the left, and we have Alan, aka Biter, on the right. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, this is how it looks like. So yeah, this is Dev on the left. I'm gonna just maybe add some letters as well, kind of indicating that. It's gonna look way better on the tournament, by the way, because I have like special labels for everybody. But it's just kind of something we have to work with right now. So guys, right now, please look at your opponent's team and message me with the bans, okay? Message me with the bans. It's kind of makeshift right now. It's just gonna have to do. It's gonna have to do, guys. The Dev on the left, Biter on the right. Message me on Discord privately with the bans, okay? Both of you guys. Dev and Biter. Look at your opponent's comp. You can see this on stream right now. And just tell me what comp you would like to get rid of. It's gonna be Biter. I think Biter is his in-game name as well, so it's kind of gonna help me there. So you have to message me on Discord right now, guys. And one of you will have to stream as well. One of you will have to stream on Discord. Dev is actually doing this right now. Hello there, sis.
Hello, brother. How are you doing, my friend?
Perfect. Hey there, guys, as well. Lovely that you're already streaming. It's all set up. Let me just go to that match right now. First of all, we need the bans from both of you, okay? I see the bans already, so... Biter, both bans are already there, so it's gonna be Biter banning the inverted bunch, so an X comes across, so Dev, you can no longer use your first composition. At the same time, we have a ban coming from Dev Decimator against ban Black Death, so that one is out as well for Biter. So we have 3 compositions left. You guys choose your comp and we go into match number 1, okay? So once ready, just go. I'm already watching the stream. We're just gonna go into this right now. So this is Dev streaming as well. So Dev, you have to pick a team and just start the game then. You just have to start the game then. So you can no longer use the first one. The inverted bunch is out. And so is Black Death for Biter. So you guys have to just work around that right now.
We're seeing that cheeky jester team there from Dev knocked out with the invent something bunch, and the Black Death there, that stun heavy team with the Crusader and the Vestal there, also knocked out for Biter here.
Yeah, indeed. And that's kind of peculiar. Actually, they both, I think NL6 has noticed. No, wait, someone else has noticed this, but both of those guys have ripped Highwaymen. Zoku has actually seen this already. So there are 2 Highwaymen in this matchup. Okay, actually 3, and 2 of them are already gone. So there's only 1 riposte available. Okay, that's not entirely true, right? Because of the Abominations as well. So those teams by Dev, by the way, very riposte heavy, as you can see, right? There are Abominations, there are actually the MAAs. So they're kind of well geared to deal with the AoE that is left on Biter's side with the Houndmasters on 2 of those teams, and the AoE Hellion as well, right? So it's kind of a lot of stuff actually there. that can potentially be quite a pain in the ass.
We are actually seeing a Plague Doctor come out here from Dev. That is a very, very powerful thing. Perhaps in a stress team here, that guard from the Man-at-Arms here, coming to hopefully fruition for him here.
Yes, indeed. Okay, let's just have a look at this then. Perfect. Okay, he just disconnected the stream, I think. Okay, you cannot alt-tab, man. We see the miss, by the way, from this abomination. The miss comes through, and this means that there is not going to be the A-bomb landing in 4th on the side of Death Decimator. So he might have a decent edge here. This miss actually was quite crucial, because otherwise his A-bomb would have been absolutely unable to drop that riposte, which I think he just desperately needs right now. How do you feel about the turn order he's taking, by the way? Should he be actually just using the riposte from the get-go? Death Decimator, that is.
Well, I think obviously we want to see an earlier post here, but quite frankly, this Plague Doctor, as we see here, you want to get that back line ability in before you get pulled here. Plague Doctor, very, very, very easy to manipulate in terms of movement. She was pulled in there, she got, and he's being again here. We see that guard there, wasting a turn to protect that delicious Plague Doctor there, even though the Plague Doctor in second can't really do much offensively.
But it's very smart actually by Death Decimator, because he can just move the A-bomb to second, right? Just transform, move to second, and then this PD is just basically going to remain untouched for the duration of the fight, which he actually does as well. Right, he just moves forward. It's actually very nicely done.
Absolutely
you have to commend
perfect.
Death Decimator. It's like
yeah.
such a nice play. He probably baited this even. Looks as if he had baited this. So obviously this A-bomb by Biter, far from useless, but still, this is a very, very good push. And this places the PD in a very safe spot as well. The Houndmaster as well for Biter can no longer be healing himself. So this might be detrimental too. It's just kind of a decent turn of events, I feel, for Dev.
That was a super, super, super powerful turn here for Dev. Not only did he offensively push the enemy Abomination outside of that kind of rake range, that rage range as well. But what he has done here, he has pushed him into a range where he can transform back into human form and throw a riposte down here. That might bite him back when his Plague Doctor here tries to throw those grenades out on the back, actually. So this will be really interesting to see here, whether he goes for the riposte or for the stun here. This will kind of dictate his playstyle for the rest of the game. There we go, and it's a more aggressive riposte here. Interesting to see how that will play out.
Yes, indeed. Let me just kind of get the scoreline sorted out. It's gonna be good right now. Should look fine. Alright. And
we're seeing a rage here rather than a transform, Mike. What do you think of that?
That's a lot of damage coming through. I feel like he's just trying to pressure his opponent into just perhaps healing, I suppose, because this composition by Dev can be played both ways. Like we saw the Plague Grenade coming down before, right? So he's not really playing on the stressor. He's mostly just trying to do damage. And he's wildly successful so far. Like those blights.
That heal isn't going to do it, Mike, is it? He needed a bigger heal than that. He needed a big crit, though.
And also those blights are landing both on this Grave Robber and on this A-bomb. That's very, very big. Because this means like those kind of highly resistant characters are indeed taking the blight damage right now. Okay, it's resisted right now, but still a really solid portion of blight coming across the board from there.
I mean, the Abomination there is going to be ticking down. That Occultist, you know, in a few turns, if that Plague Doctor really gets the damage out, and even then, we have such powerful damage coming with that Abomination himself. If he transforms, he could riposte or stun. If he doesn't, bam, rage. Crit down to Death's Door. We've seen it before. We might see it again.
Yeah, that's a very smart play, by the way, from Death Decimator. I just have to commend him for, like, doing this so diligently. It's just such a beautiful thing to witness in this game. Like, he's just controlling this. And this PD, we actually said this before in the show, right, where you just have to realize that this Plague Doctor, if left unchecked for the duration of the fight, will absolutely demolish you.
I mean, Mike, we say left unchecked, but really it wasn't left unchecked. We saw an early pull here from the Occultist, but that was followed up by a fantastic turn, rank 3 rather, Abomination, pushing forward, pushing the Plague Doctor out to rank 3, and then that Man-at-Arms guard follow-up, making it so the Occultist can't pull him forward again. The only real pull here, if maybe we're facing this team, we've got that Abomination here, we could have started pushing back the enemy Abomination, pushing back Dev's Abomination here, pulling that Plague Doctor forward in a different way when she's guarded rather. We can't pull her, we can move everyone else around her. I think Biter here is perhaps too arrogant, too kind of strict in his gameplay right now. I think he might need to change it up to take the victory here, Mike.
Yeah, the problem is also that his A-bomb missed on the first turn, right? The dodge basically meant that, Dev was actually able to pull off all those moves. Because if that A-bomb had actually been knocked to fourth, and then the PD was pulled from third to first, we would have had like an absolutely different game on our hands then, right? Because this PD would have never left the front row. I feel like Biter is enough to guarantee that this PD just never leaves the very front seat in the cinema and just sits there and takes all the abuse. And this
it would have been reasonably disastrous for Dev, but we need to understand if we are Dev here, we have the Holy Lance and the Abomination push forward here. Perhaps if he ordered it properly, he could have still got it anyway, because Biter, again, very low movement here. He's not really utilising it to its full effect. Playing a bit defensively here with his Grave Robber on Death's Door, shadow fading, of course. But again, pushing himself into that Plague Grenade range here. Will it actually hit 1 damage? We don't quite know yet. We need to let RNG decide that.
Yeah, but there is no
Look at that dodge.
On,
he dodged
yeah,
him, Mike.
True. But there's no bellow on the side of Biter, so those Plague Grenades are just going to do full damage, right? There's no way to remove the damage from Biter, so I feel like this is just going to do enough. The question is like whether this does get the execution down, though, or not. That's the big deal. We see the root of... Okay, there is root of execution on this Crusader, so he's kind of a big threat to the front line as well, because he does a lot of damage, and he might just get those kills as well secured for Death Decimator, and he does a very significant amount of stress as well. So, I feel like Dev has done a lot this fight. Like, he did a lot of stress, he did a lot of damage, he has a lot of control as well, just because of those two things. And
exactly.
he's also just been able to...
Yeah, stress.
Yeah, he has been able to just remain in the driver's seat for the duration of the fight, basically. That's so big.
I think we've seen Biter push some stress out. Here we see him starting to use that movement, pushing the Abomination to fourth here. We wanted to see this, maybe even on turn 2, Mike. Do you think this is a little bit too late? What do you...
I feel, this might be just too little late, because like the state in which Biter's composition is right now is just... I feel like it's just irrecoverable, or just very close to being irrecoverable. He would need a very good streak of, afflicted reactions to actually recover this right now. Though he's doing decent amount of stress, right? Like at this stage of the fight, he has actually been able to catch up to his opponent and perhaps even come ahead. However, his HP bars are blinking red, like this Grave Robber, this Abomination, almost dead. So this might be trouble. This might just spell trouble.
If this stun goes through on Dev's Door stunned as well. He can't no. I believe it's called Absolution heal himself.
Yes,
and miss a cultist as well. We might have wanted to see the stealth there, right? Play a little bit defensively, stealth someone up, make it so he can't be targeted by that stun. But we've not quite seen it here, and he's, I think, kind of reaping the seeds he sowed himself. A 6 heal there won't be enough, really, especially with that bleed on him.
Yeah, he could potentially just play it all in right now, I feel. Okay, there's a dead A-bomb as well. This comes through, this hit comes through, and this is so big, honestly. Like, Death Decimator just takes full control over this game with this kill.
I mean, Biter here, he's in a world of trouble. We need to get quite lucky here with his axe out. Oh, he's got that riposte up as well and dodge that. That is what we need to see, though, if he's going to take it home here. All of Dev's team afflicted here. They talk to each other, they act out. They pass each other, they hit each other. Maybe he takes it home. We've seen more crazy things happen. But that big heal there coming out for himself, he's not going to get knocked down turn with that bleed. Maybe he just holds it. Maybe he holds this, takes control with that stun there.
Yeah, because if he does stun the Houndmaster right now, he removes... he removes also the guard from the occultist this way, right? So this might just give him enough control to take over this. Because he's just slowly inching forward in this game, but he's always a step ahead of his opponent. Like, this has been like a relatively slow game overall, I feel. But, except for the damage rate, which has been absolutely huge. But the stress isn't that high across the board, so we probably will see the game kind of solve itself or resolve itself prior to those
we say that,
attacks.
but look at the stress here on Dev's team. That is a Plague Doctor of, 180? That's heart attack range with some stress in him. He's going to get down. He might just get down with that stress here.
Yeah.
We've got enough stress here for that Crusader pop, afflicted next turn with a couple acts out. Maybe Bite here gets lucky. He uses that guard that, he's got the dodge guard there. He keeps guarding, his dodge goes up. He just waits for it, waits for that stun to trickle down. Uses that Grave Robber, fades out, exactly. Look at that.
A-bomb in fourth again, right? You really don't want to have A-bomb in fourth. That's like the only position from which this character can only heal. And right now, okay, the Virtue though.
That, I think,
that's just
might have put a nail in
incredible.
Biter's coffin there. What do
Indeed.
you think Biter can do to take it back here? We're going to need to see incredible play.
I have no idea. This Houndmaster has a lot of those. Look at this. He has both his trinkets are indeed dodge trinkets, so he is dodging every attack this game. He would have been probably at 180 stress had he not had this 52 dodge all the time up. And
you know
what,
Mike? I think the only option here for Biter is he needs to understand that while Bro! Boom!
Yeah.
Gone. Look at that.
She was going to die anyway from stress, I think, though.
Play Doctor is gone.
Yeah, that's very big indeed. But I feel like still this actually puts the A-bomb in the right position to actually start doing damage again. I'm kind of surprised he didn't drop the repose here, because this would have there's a kill as well.
That blowing the occultist is really unfortunate for Biter. I think that is another nail in his coffin right now. But it makes it so his Grave Robber can't Shadow Fade.
Yeah, indeed. Why not repose though? Because I mean, you just dropped the bile, and this means that this you hit both characters, and you also you had the same death blow chance. And you also stack this DOT on the Grave Robber, which can potentially just do a lot of good to you, right?
I think this might be a kind of psychological thing. An ability has maybe a high crit chance or does a lot of damage. You might go, well, this does a lot of damage. I'll use this even on Death's Door, And
this
it pushes him forward. Maybe he wanted to push himself forward as well, for a rake. Got a chance to get a double there again. That death blow there with his
and he's cleaning the board. It is just cleaning the board. But this A-bomb dies, right? This A-bomb 100 is like 100% dead. Like not even he doesn't even need a Hound's Harry. I think that just the damage taken to the Death's Door plus the stress DOT would have taken the A-bomb down. That was just definitely a dead character. But I don't think this Houndmaster can carry this fight, honestly.
So I think right here, Biter, he had a lot of chances in this game. There were a few axiomatic turns and plays where you could say Dev got a little bit lucky. But to be honest, Dev really took control of this game in the first 3 times, let's say. Yeah. We're pushing into turn 7 now, which, to be honest, for a stress team, is it's not that late game. We've seen stress teams go into turn 10, especially when you're faced with an Abomination and a Man at Arms and a Crusader that can all heal out of that.
Yeah, that's true.
I think maybe Biter plays maybe a little bit too fast and loose. Perhaps if he could have kept the game going for a little bit longer, kept that Shadow Fade going, got a good rotation in there, maybe worked in a lunge to try and get a cheeky death blow, he might have taken head with this game, Mike.
That's true. I feel like Dev actually has not dropped the ball even once, and he has just played this very coherently and decisively, right? So I feel like he just didn't make that many mistakes there, and I feel like he just deserves the win overall. Although despite like the fact that it was like this huge momentum swing turn 1, which might have probably changed the pace of this game by a fair bit. So we just have to wait for the game number 2 then, like to see how those guys adjust, what comps they pick for the game number 2. Obviously, Dev Decimator no longer able to pick that previous composition once again.
I'm wondering here if these people are going to maybe change up the positions. They've also, another thing to know, we see that smiling green face there. I believe that is the rank above Novice, so Apprentice, the 2nd rank here. And this guy was taking a victory from someone who I believe was perhaps a champion. Yes, so a couple ranks above him there. Very, very interesting there. This is the kind of thing I really look forward to in this tournament.
It was also extremely clean play. Granted, the rank of Devils was extremely clean from him. He just managed all those situations extremely well. He did pull ahead. Like, you cannot blame this all on RNG. This was basically impeccable play by Dev. He anticipated all that Biter could have done. He positioned himself correctly and he took over the game. And really, you want to see this from players, like if you are commentating on the tournament, right? Like them just performing.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we saw Dev's opponent here, Biter, perhaps give us a little bit to talk about, just in the fact that he did not utilize his movement as much as he could have against this Plague Doctor composition. If you are taking a Plague Doctor composition into a tournament like this, you need to be terrified of going into a team against people who have movement like that. There were 2 movement characters on his team there, and they started off by pulling him, but after that there was nothing really. There wasn't much manipulation from the Abomination, there wasn't many pulls from the Occultist. It was a little bit like having your cake but not eating it, Mike,
Yes.
Didn't really do what his team could have done.
But I have like a little bit to say about the tournament fights themselves, because we have to introduce a new rule as well. Like if you're streaming, you have to wait for your opponent to pick their team and be ready before you pick your own, because otherwise you basically reveal it, because there's no way of preventing people from watching the game you're streaming, right? So we should probably just limit that as well. You pick second, right? You pick second. So that's something that those guys should be kind of aware of, because Biter now can just look at what his opponent is picking and just counter pick potentially, right? What do you think, Sis? Is this a reasonable rule?
I mean, we are always going to run into trouble here by the sheer fact that we do not have a spectator mode. I think what it would be worth is perhaps if we have 30 seconds off mic with the person who's streaming, just to remind them, please always mouse over hit points, kind of damage, stress, things like that. So we as a class can get a great idea of what's actually going on rather than just seeing bars and kind of affect statuses, you know?
Yes, indeed. Right, I think the game number 2 is ready indeed, so we can just jump right into that. So let's just go.
Dev takes it here. This laughing green face, this Joker boy Dev over here, is going to take it from Biter from me. I've faced Biter an awful lot on queue. I can't really say I've ever remembered losing to him, but that he's been in Darkest Leagues because I've faced him a lot, and I'm sure you have as well. Yeah. So for Dev here to take it, that's going to be a bit of an upset for Biter, right?
Yeah, it's going to put a big question mark on my decision as well not to let Dev play the tournament in the end, which is something I did, with heavy heart obviously, but I had to be done. I had to pick some people, and maybe I should not have removed him because he's playing, this is a stellar performance so far from Dev, honestly. Although this
it's absolutely stellar.
Is a
I mean, look at that breaks all 3 hemlocks hit.
Yeah,
that's what it is there for, Mike.
Yeah, we also see this Hireman over there, right? It's also quite big. He has the repose, so he can deal with the Antiquarian and the Houndmaster of Biter. It's kind of important.
31 crit. That bleed is going to put him down to death's door. That is ridiculous. God here is putting his hand and saying, Biter, listen, my brother, we are going to take this into a game 3. Dev here following up with that is not going to do it. I think that bleed is more than that. That's not going to heal him out of death's door.
Might actually save him, just keep him away. No, not anymore. Okay, this is just a crit as well. This Avon just eats a crit after crit, and this is so big. This is so big.
We need to see a riposte here, don't we?
Yeah.
It's a bit late now, though. You want to riposte? Wow, look at this this crit
crits.
Game, back and forth, Mike.
What is going on, guys? What is going on? This is crazy.
Are you watching a game of tennis?
Yeah, like a crit and then response and a crit again. We have the healing coming through from the
back-to-back rejuvenations as well. I think here Biter with those bleeds is going to take it back, and he's not
that's questionable. This is at least questionable. I would just
is.
Heal that. I would have definitely healed this if I were Dev Decimator, because right now he's just super vulnerable to this Derek stab. This might be a kill, and it's not. He fails to confirm the kill.
4%. He needs to pray right now because that Derek stab has a base plus 10% there. He's got very lucky to survive this long. Yeah. And he's healing himself. This is issue. Not being able to transform. He's not got any kind of incremental stress on. I think Dev here is slowly breaking down. This is a great thing about this tournament format. That one composition he was fantastic in playing. Almost feel like a maestro without thinking. Now it's starting to break down. He's making a little misplays here that are really, really costing him when every single blow from both sides is a massive, massive crit.
Agreed. Right, we can see this Antiquarian actually. It's kind of laggy. She does the blight across the board, the festering vapors come through. So this counteracts the healing actually. If you play a DOT team and someone is trying to heal out of that, there is very little actual possibility for you to out-heal the DOTs. So
you see Biter stacking up, trying to double up here. That's still only 6. If we get some heavy festering vapors here from Dev, what I like to see is in an Antiquarian versus Antiquarian matchup, the person that throws out the damage first always has that initial boost, right?
Yeah.
And right now, they're both healing each other. This is really quite odd.
Right, this A-bomb, though, is probably going to go down eventually, right? I feel like there's no way to stop the finale from Biter if he wants to use it. Right, also, this might just be the Dirk Stab coming through again and just getting this finishing, confirming the blow. And this perhaps
it's got that bleed on, but it's still not enough, though. Still not enough.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen maybe a bleed there, try and out-DOT the healing here. We see, I mean, oh man, that death, it was
Yeah.
bound to happen,
It
obviously,
was
40%.
indeed. The second.
But
This
when
was the second
before have you
try.
seen a Hellion versus Hellion matchup? We've got a Jester. He's not even finale. We're going to see that soon, and I'm scared if I'm Dev right now. Aren't you?
Yes, indeed. Because there's the finale is on the cards. This Hellion hits like a truck, and this probably will mean that at some point in the next turn, even someone just goes down. It looks inevitable, really. Like it's just going to be a dead body on the floor very, very soon.
I mean,
The
Biter
second
has
one.
played so cleverly around our imposter. He's taken this on himself. He said, "Listen, I'm going to heal the rest of my team. Use my team to attack people, single target, really aggressively take them down. I don't need to do an AoE attack with my Houndmaster or my kind of Hemlock Jester. Take a Harvest in the middle. Take those riposts from the Highwayman." And I think if he takes this kind of in a controlling fashion, unless he dies right now, he might die. Mike, what do you think? Is that Hellion going to die?
Dead. Yes.
Oh!
I knew it. I felt it in my bones, guys. I just felt it. I was just like, you sometimes see a situation, even if it looks unlikely, you just can kind of tell this is just going to happen because Destiny wants it to happen. Like, this was Destiny, guys. Seriously, this was just Destiny. Death killing blow comes through, Hellion goes down. It's an even game right now.
I mean, this is remarkable. Right now from Dev, we are going to see him try. Oh, look at that crit! That is a riposte activation 18 crit. Still, though, not enough damage to put him down to Death's Sword. This is the kind of foresight, the prescience of Bite here, stacking so many rejuvenating vapors up here. I don't think Dev Decimator can really break through that, especially considering Bite here. Doo-doo-doo, finale, bam, night-night, boys. He can take out almost anyone here if that's stacked up heavily enough.
Yeah, so you just have to wait for this, right? I feel like, oh no, it has a DC'd. I feel it might have just DC'd.
Maybe, actually.
Oh no.
I think this is pretty much a replay, though. I don't think either team.
No,
Biter does have an advantage, but I don't think it's good enough to like call it over.
Yeah, I agree. It's like there's no way to rule this in favor of either of the players, really. There's just no way to rule this in favor of the other players, seriously. And yeah, this might just be a replay. Let's just replay this, guys. Redo. Just leave and redo this. We're going to be replaying this, granted the fact that obviously this indeed is an even game. We're just going to be replaying this with the same compositions. Remember, guys, you have no right to change anything. If you replay, there is no way for you. You should not be changing anything on your teams. Just jump straight into the game once again. Okay, so no changes allowed.
I mean, Mike, in that game, we saw Dev kind of decimate himself, really. He let go of the ball almost there, kind of gave the victory to his opponent a couple of times there. I'm wondering if in this game, considering he's got that kind of little advantage here just because he's played poorly and now he can maybe adjust his game plan. Interested to see here if he'll kind of have this same heavy aggression, one-way victory style until a kind of turning point.
Okay, so we're gonna do a remake right now, I believe, and that's perfectly fine as well. Just waiting for the guys to be ready once again. So once they are indeed ready, we shall come and do the fight once again. I think they're just going to the match right away as well. I'm taking some notes as well for the future, so I'm just gonna make like a small post in the tournament rules as well, so that people kind of can stay up to date with that. I have quite a few thoughts already, like coming into the tournament. Like I really want to get some new things underway over there, so I just need to make some additions. Sis, can you take over the commentary? Never mind, let's just do it. I'll do it.
If you want, okay.
Let's do it.
Perfect, brother.
Okay, so a restart of that game. Those crashes, by the way, very uncommon nowadays. So
really uncommon.
Yeah, I have not really seen one. I have not experienced one myself in over 50 games that I played this season. And I know people had some connection issues before. They're also...
We're seeing the changing the game plan here from Dev Decimator, instantly transforming, and going for a double dodge here. He pushed for it 100% accuracy. I mean, this must have been 25, maybe 35 to 40. Very, very, very unlucky.
The Houndmaster has full dodge again, I think, so it's gonna be like a bit less than that, but this Hellion should have definitely taken the hit. And this A-bomb is indeed running the Hemlock again, right? So there's like a lot of DOT potential. Very unfortunate this didn't come through.
I mean, that kind of was the setup for his entire game. He wanted to do damage, apply DOTs, really pressure. That attack there, pretty heavy hit, putting that just down to half health, riposting himself. Right now, that Houndmaster can't do an AoE attack. The Antiquarian can't do an AoE attack. Biter is going to have to play a little bit more defensively, but attack a single target here.
The breakthrough again misses too. You have to consider the fact those are two very, very high dodge characters. Both the Houndmaster and the Jester very unlikely to take those hits, but I do still feel like that warrants all those.
It's still painful for Dev. We know it's still painful for Dev.
This has
been a painful. He goes and a 15 hit. This is that heavy riposte here, my friend.
Yes,
This is why maybe you don't want to go for a Hound's Harrier.
Yeah, no, and that's a big deal, honestly, for Dev. If he can just keep this game under control, because he didn't take that super heavy crit at the start.
You know what, man? I would have liked to have seen Dev go aggressively there. Biter doesn't have riposte open, he does. Biter is going to heal. I think Dev needs to attack. Out DOT Biter right now. I think maybe a giant strategic misplay from Dev rather.
I mean, the big deal, honestly, I don't really like that push either, but the really big deal for Dev is indeed the fact that he has this riposte against those two heavy AoE damage dealers by Biter. So if he can just get those ripostes going, he can just break through with the Hellion perhaps and just use the transform and the riposte with the A-bomb as well. It's just going to be crazy.
That Jester is in second, right? That Jester is a threat, and I don't think Dev is even looking at it as a threat.
No, but like you have to kind of wonder what takes, because I feel like the A-bomb would be the natural choice, like the natural target choice for Biter. Like what takes the A-bomb within the killing range right now? I have no answer to this question. Maybe
I think Biter is played super defensive. He's not using his aggressive Antiquarian things. He is, however, he's Gardong. Here we go.
This is going to be broken by the A-bomb, right?
I mean, he's got both of these characters have reasonably high dodge, right? The Abomination might miss. You see double dodge there. You know, it might just happen, Mike.
Yeah.
He's flipping a coin, Mike. It might land heads.
Yeah, he just has to pray right now. I mean, there is no way in hell this can kill someone right now. That's the thing. But this Dirk set for 15 damage is crazy. You have to kind of remember though, Dev goes first, so he will indeed be able to take a bit of control back in his hands just by smashing this Jester.
I mean, really, Dev here has got to be cursing the gods for these ridiculous dodges, especially because he's got Hemlock on there. Also, Mike, you know what that is? That's a blood-stained Gambeson, brother.
Yes,
do you know what that does? You do know what that does, don't you, pal?
Yeah.
What does that do?
So
absolutely nothing.
I mean, this gives you Dev low res, doesn't it? I actually have seen this used successfully by some players. Oh, now is he going to rage this? Because he really has to move this Jester out of the way.
Honestly, that was not what you do. Let's be real.
This doesn't accomplish anything for him. Like, he could have at least dropped the Blight, perhaps, on those two characters as his dying breath. Because this Jester isn't really going anywhere. Like, he can just Dirk step from third as well as he Dirk steps from anywhere else. So
I mean, this is almost like an AI playing, you know.
This wasn't
the first game, everything was going his way, and he did play well. But this game, it's a bit confusing for him, perhaps. And that was like, attack, use rage, boop, didn't quite work, right?
That was a kind of rookie mistake some people make against Jester, right? Just kind of underestimate how much he can do. They don't evaluate every turn, and they don't look at the Jester as much as they should be. Because I feel like if he had been actually focusing on this Jester a bit more than this, or like perhaps leaving the A-bomb open and available until the very end of his own turns, this would not have happened.
I mean, Biter here, this Jester it's just running the game in so many ways that Dev does not even realise. This Jester here, he's not been stunned that often, he's just had free range wherever he wanted. This Finale is pretty close to being able to one-hit KO almost anyone in Dev's team right now. When it gets into that 200, 240 range, it's ridiculous. Biter here, he's got the Hellion, smack, boom, heavy crit, down to Death's Door. Just like that, 21 crit there, on the wrong side though. We need to see here if Biter uses that Finale aggressively, takes him out, or if he plays a little bit too slow in control here. What do you think, Mike? What do you do? Do you go aggressive? Do you go defensive?
I mean, I'd really like to see the Harriman go down, but this is very far away from happening at this point, right? This Hellion is a big threat as well. I feel like he might just eliminate the Hellion, just play against the Harriman and the Antiquarian alone. I think this might just give him enough breathing room to take over the game, right?
His guard is doing nothing,
4v2.
Right? His guard is doing nothing, Mike.
No. But, this Jester just stays healthy, though, right? This Jester just stays healthy. So the question, okay, I think I'm behind the stream somehow. So, because you see things I don't see.
I'm watching the Discord thing.
Yeah, so am I. It's kind of weird. Like, you know about things before they happen for me.
I'm sorry. Okay.
It's cool. Like, there's nothing you can do about this. It's just kind of funny.
We just had a double dodge, by the way. One
Yes,
in Antiquarian
indeed.
dodging Death's Door. Do you see that? That's remarkable.
Yeah.
Also, this stress as well. That stress would have really put these people down into the kind of afflicted range. But I think Dev here is...
No!
Uh-oh!
Picture
Bites it.
perfect. Two
Bites the
damage to
dust.
little. 2
That
damage
is
to
a
little.
really, really rookie mistake, Mike. Come on. We all know that, yeah? Maybe...
No, you
I
do
don't
this
know.
only if you're super desperate. If you know that your
It's not.
finale doesn't guarantee a kill, if you're super desperate, you still push the button. But if you don't see this 100%, like 95% chance to kill, and this wasn't
You just
that
threw
because
away
he
a
was 2 damage away.
perfect game, Mike.
Yeah.
Perfect game.
Yeah, indeed. So super unfortunate that he doesn't get this, obviously, but he just took a risk he didn't need to take. Let's face it, like this is not his game to lose. This is his game to lose. Still, it is his game to lose. I feel.
And I think he's doing it. That's one of the steps you need to take to lose this game, Mike, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But at the same time, he has so much regen. I feel like he can just kind of still play forward and get away with this, but this is no longer a clean win. Even if he wins this is no longer a clean win. Look at those regions.
Why do you think he did that, Mike? Like, let's be real. He's taking cover there, putting all of these other plays really seem quite good. He's taking that really kind of defensive take cover play, really pushing into the late game here. But that finale was absurd, right? Wasn't going to do it. It was not even secure. Like, why not just wait a turn? I don't get it.
You can wait longer even, because you can just use the Derek Stab, put some pressure on the Hellion Killer without the finale, and maybe somehow, an opportunity presents itself. You can use that finale on someone who really matters, because this Hellion, let's face it, not the most powerful opponent character in the world right now for Dev. I would just always try to kill this Harriman as soon as humanly possible. Obviously, there is no stun control for Biter, so not as easy, like easier said than done, really. But again,
I think that's secured. Dev's out of here.
Yeah,
I was about to ask you, what do you think Dev can do to win? I think right now we're on a wing and a prayer. Point blank shot, 18 doesn't quite do it here.
No.
I mean, I think this is Biter's game. Do you think we're going to a game 3 here, Bob?
Yeah, oh, definitely. Like I've actually seen this. Like I was kind of, I felt this was gonna happen for a long time, and
Dev really did drop the ball
The
in
kill
these
is
games,
confirmed
didn't he,
indeed.
man?
Yeah.
Dev really did.
Yeah, both of them kind of played this very imperfect game overall. You just have to feel like all this very high dodge stacked on Biter's squad as well, in conjunction with the fact that Dev Decimator doesn't quite have a Jester of his own to counteract that dodge, is a very, very big factor in this game, because this means that, Dev really has zero confidence in whatever action he takes, because it might just be a miss. And
we've seen this zero confidence because Dev started off here with a heal against Biter's heal when he had the aggressive he was given that tempo push and he didn't take it. He decided to stay back, heal himself up, and it didn't perfect, did it?
Yeah.
Biter here has more
crits?
DOTs for the Handmaster, and he's really just taking him down. Dev needed to play aggressively, and he just quite didn't, like, really.
Yeah. What is with those crits, by the way? We got a donation.
Love you, brother.
Oh, hello.
Deserve it for all the hard
Holy
work
crap.
you do for the DD community.
Thank you so much, Dan Bigelow, for $5. Holy shit, thank you so much. Kudos to you, man.
Thank you very, very much for supporting my guy, Mike.
Awesome,
It's worth
awesome
every
stuff.
fucking penny.
Holy shit. Well, I'm so, thank you so much, my man. Let's focus on the game, though. We'll just kind of go back to that later, I feel, because we just have to...
We're going into the game 3 here.
Yeah,
Do you
obviously.
think Dev is going to change any trinkets or skills? Do you think he's going to go in au natural, just try and powerhouse Bite here? Because that first comp he went in with, very, very proud of it. He did it very, very well and confidently. Every single turn was playing aggressively. Here, we've seen him falter. Do you think it's going to be the same for the third deck, or do you think he's going to be more aggressive?
I actually have to... I need to have a look at the decks available, because he might just have a look at what Biter has. and decided the deck he has been the comp he has been using so far might just do against what is left for Biter, because Biter only has 2 compositions left right now. And this might mean that, whatever Biter has might be a comfortable fight for Dev. It's just up to him to decide, really. Granted that those guys can also modify the trinkets, they can play a different, quite a plethora of styles, really, within the same deck, right? Within the same team, really. They can play quite a lot of styles with those teams. So maybe there's some flexing available for Dev Decimator as well. He might just pivot into something else.
I think that being said, I'm not entirely sure that we'll actually see that happen here. This game might prolong itself due to the antiquarians dodge here, but it is a kind of damn factor. Hopefully we see a quick kill here. But if I were you, I would put my money on Biter here, I think. We lost the first game, but I think he's taking it home here.
Okay, I'm not really sure. If I were to say that one of those players was gonna win, I feel like they both are making a lot of mistakes. So based on that, I feel like this is just gonna be anybody's series to take. Because both of them, very imperfect in their play, but it's super entertaining towards this game as well, I have to admit it. So, I'm just kind of looking forward to seeing what they do. And I'm not going to bet on anybody, really, because this is just an exciting series overall. Because this game is obviously over, right? This game is just obviously over.
Without a doubt, it's over, yeah, absolutely, friend.
Yeah.
But also, let's take just a minute to notice Hellion versus Hellion. We are seeing some hardcore woman-on-woman action. This is mud wrestling, the dirtiest fashion. We've even got interracial stuff going on with Santa. Boy, oh boy, I'm going mental, Mike, aren't you? You are excited. Everyone in the house, oh boy.
God, what?
Jester, play us a ribald tune, brothers.
Oh, God. But yeah, I'm baffled right now. But yeah, indeed. You never see those Hellions happen, though, do you? Like, that's such a strange thing. A PD, a Hellion, another Hellion in the same series of games, and Occultist was kind of snuck a peek in that as well. So you have a crazy set of characters, picked by both of those players, right? So
We've seen some remarkable crits from these Hellions. Yeah. Crits, exactly, crits. Not dyslexic. There's no T in the front of that word. These have been remarkable. Coming into game 3 here, my guy. Do you think Biter's got it?
No, I don't think anybody's got this until they get this, to be frank. That's just how it's going to have to go. I'm not going to give anybody that much confidence. You have to also look at the compositions available to both players. So we have the Hellion Abomination, that's the comp we just saw, right? Available for Dev, as well as Death and Taxes, which is a very strong comp overall, I think. Like a Mark comp, looks like that anyway, supported by a Jester and an MAA. By Biter, though, we have looks like a kind of some version of Mangle comp. Okay, like heavy DOT comp anyway, with the Grave Robber, the Occultist, the Countmaster, and the A-Bomb, which obviously lacks frontline, though. And the second comp is quite an odd one. It looks like a Stress comp, right? With the Arbalest on it, though. Or is it just a damage comp? Kind of really hard to read this one.
Exactly. We are seeing these kind of comps here where, especially in this tournament, if you queue up against someone, you are going to look in that kind of channel there, see what exactly is my opponent using there. And you're going to think, how can my teams go against his or hers? And boy, oh boy, right now we are seeing really how that can interact. Perhaps in that first game here, Dev just got a lucky counter pick against one of these comps, you know?
Possible. So it's just going to be a mind game, really. Like what those guys pick. But we don't see that much dodge. Sorry, we don't see that much dodge available, though. For either of the players, right? So this might be more of a stable game right now for both of them. I mean, you might want to take maybe the Jester team if you're Dev. I feel like that's the right choice anyway. I would probably go for the Jester team because it just gives you a lot of oomph against what Biter might have on the table here. Against both the stress, basically those are both stress teams, right? If you have a lot of burst and you utilize it properly, you might just win. And I feel like Death and Taxes come by Dev just accomplishes that. So I just always take it against stress.
I mean, they say the only things in life that is inevitable are death and taxes. Indeed. So I think we are going to see death and taxes right now, my friend, and hopefully, I mean, death reaps its toll on everyone. We won't get into an existential debate right now, but taxes, boy oh boy, I've been able to dodge them. I have been able to dodge them better than John McAfee, okay? Don't tell this tune loans people. He can't fucking catch me, pal.
Oh, come on. It pains my... There's like a pain in the pocket every single month when I have to do my own taxes, so... Let's hope they've actually taxed states Biter here. Okay, let's have a look at those. By the way, like, you have to go back to the donation. So Dan, once again, man, thank you so much. I wasn't quite able to focus on that before. I don't see you actually chatting that much either. So it's kind of a big surprise you did donate. So thank you so much, my man. Thank you, like, so much.
Absolute, like, everyone watching.
Huge kudos to Dan.
He's a fucking god.
Indeed.
Like, seriously, you don't know how much work this guy has put in. He really does deserve your follows, your likes. Join the Discord. People are talking all the time in every channel about everything. This guy really is keeping Darkest Dungeon. This Mikefield and Goliath, and I think Shuffle, maybe Halo, are like the pinnacles keeping DD alive. These guys really, really need your support if you want this game to stay alive.
I'm blushing right now, sis. Let me take a very short recess. I need to get some water, okay? So 2 minutes or minutes, something like that. I'll be right back. Real quick.
Bye-bye.
Maybe less.
Have fun.
Oh, damn, we were in the game as well. Oh, no.
Shit, we are actually, yeah. Are we going to start this, or do you want to go through
It's alright. We only had... What did we see, sis? Because I was actually...
We've seen nothing so far. It's just started on Biter's turn. He's letting the rope burn down. Yeah, okay, we need to restart. Sorry, he was letting the rope burn down for us. We need to restart.
Let's remake, yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Also, Biter, you have to mute yourself when you're fighting, because I don't think you've been doing this. So you have to just redo the fight, sorry. But Biter, please mute yourself.
Mike, are you running away to do your thing for a minute?
No, I'm back. I just needed water, so...
Perfect.
Water is here and so I just also need to change the score because it's 1-1. You have to remind me of that. Like, if I don't do this, you just have to keep this like in mind as well, because I don't always update everything on stream, and there's like a lot going on, right? So we're 1-1 in the best of 3 right now, and this is gonna be the deciding game. I didn't quite have a.
They're in the game right now. They're coming in again.
Yeah, we're going into the game indeed. I see that as well. Perfect. So. Yeah, Biter's a champion.
I mean, right now, round 3 in this epic match, they've been slugging at each other in a ridiculous pace. These crits, left hook, bam, ridiculous haymakers coming from either side. But I think right now, Biter has the upper hand here. He's been more flexible, able to change his comps up and still perform at an equal level with all of them. Dev here, not quite able to. And he's running over up. He's got a Musketeer. Musketeer, we all know, not the strongest right now. Against an Arbalest, he's kind of at a disadvantage from the get-go, Mike. What do you think about this matchup?
Okay, so what really might be a detriment, like what might be the crucial factor for Dev's victory here is the lack of a serious active healer on Biter's side. Maybe this Arbalest, I actually haven't seen the trinkets down her, but maybe this Arbalest is going to carry this. If she doesn't, though, like, there might be so much damage coming from Dev Decimator. This will be just overwhelming for Biter.
Do you need an active healer when you have 3 initially? You've got Crusader, heals himself, and another character. Arbalest heals and removes bleed, and you have the Abomination to heal himself. I think he's got just enough kind of slight self-healing, a little bit of incremental healing to get him through this, but he does need to play very, very, very well here to make use of that. If Dev here gets lucky, he can easily run through Biter.
Yeah. By the way, did we see bolster or command from this MAA of Dev?
That was a bolster.
That's strange then. Why?
Well, I think he wants to get that dodge. He's got it first. He wants to just kind of use it. Maybe that 10 dodge and everyone will pay dividends. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true. Biter also plays this very smart. I feel like not many people do this, but if you just use the flare and you have a mark character, you remove the mark. And he realizes this is the only way he can probably lose this. So he just gets rid of the mark instantaneously. It's just super important for him.
I mean, we are seeing right now the Arbalest versus Musketeer kind of dynamic. The Arbalest can literally clear that mark and all the debuffs from man-at-arms. It's ridiculous. He's got it. He's got it in the bag here, Biter, I think. What do you...
Yeah, I feel so indeed. Like, yeah, that's just... I don't think this is enough damage. And there's not enough momentum in this game for Decimator to take over. He needs that momentum. He needs to get like a big crit somehow. Like very, very soon, it's just gonna be over for him.
And we've got a Riposte coming out though. That is what's going to proc it though, my friend? Right, the Beast Bar is going to hit 2 and 3, and not going to hit him, right? Is it?
I'm not so sure this MAA is doing on this squad. To be honest, to be entirely honest, I have no idea why he's there. Because he hasn't quite been able to accomplish anything. I thought this might be some sort of a cheeky crit play, like getting those commands right stacked up one on top of the other on top of the other, and just getting those ridiculously high crits. But this has not been the case at all, and this just makes me wonder what exactly is this going to happen.
We've seen this man-arms, this riposte. Like
exactly, this is going to work. Yeah.
You need to be smart when you're playing a riposte team like this, because that riposte in front row. Biter isn't an AI. He's not going to, I'm going to zealous accusation here, riposte. He's not going to do that, right? He is easily defending all of this. That's hitting for 5. 5 with 2 bleed. That's nothing right now, yeah? If that was an Arbalest, it could clear the stun. He could start work at another crit. This Jester has just been vomited on all night long. Yeah. He's like a fat girl in Scunthorpe on a night out. This is absurd. Someone buy her a taxi, take her home. It's grim. It's over.
It's grim indeed. Yeah, it doesn't look too good. I mean, this finale, I don't think this finale can crit for much enough to kill the MAA even. That just doesn't look like that's going to be on the cards at all. It just doesn't look like it's going to be on the cards.
You're going to finale the man-arms. Come on, do it. Come on,
that's so unlikely to work. So unlikely to work. I don't know why he did this.
Oh, you need to, though. This Jester's dead, right?
He could have just waited, like maybe a single, or just dropped the finale and just prayed for the crit. Yeah, that was a crit, by the way, so he probably could have got that.
Right. He crit for 4 damage.
Yeah, maybe. So this would not have killed anybody. Okay, let's say dead.
And he's dead now. He's dead now. So
it's super over. It's so over right now.
That was beyond pathetic, wasn't it?
Yeah, if a crit mark composition can't find an avenue into the game, like very early into it, it's just really hard to recover. Like, he needed to kill somebody like 10-1, 10-2. Right now it's just looking brutal, almost impossible, honestly.
Wasn't that an avenue, though? He could have finale'd the man-at-arms there. That Dirk Snap did 4 damage on a crit. Yeah. It was nothing, right?
It would have not been enough, no. So, yeah, I feel like this is just a big compositional mismatch as well. But honestly, like, he hasn't been playing this too well. Like, he has no plan coming into this. You also have to look at the items on the Soundmaster. Like, I don't think this is optimal setup. He just wants to have more damage. Also, like, I feel like the lack of the bounty hunter on a composition like this is just a huge detriment too.
I mean, I think the fact that we see the Musketeer versus the Arbalest, and we've already seen this Arbalest just really take control of the fact that she can do anything. She can clear March, she can get stealth, she can clear the man-at-arms bellow, she can do whatever she wants. She can even kill someone through guard with the right trinkets. This is truly absurd here. The Musketeer again. I think they lost it for Dev. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like if you take a Musketeer over the Arbalest, you need a very good reason to be doing so. There's no good reason at all of that. No, like that's weird. It's like, okay, there's a death blow. I feel like Biter is kind of begging for. I don't know what happened.
What a fantastic bolster! Is he teabagging him by now?
I don't know. I feel so. Like I have no idea what's just happening. Honestly,
absurd. Oh, dodge the riposte as well. He's just risking it every single time.
Yeah, he's taking those chances, right? I feel like Biter still has got like quite a decent advantage in this fight. I mean, on the other hand, though, like losing this MAA, those bellows, like are just going to gradually matter less and less. Actually, there are no bellow debuffs on Decimator at all right now, and this is what the MAA actually was there for, just to kind of control those characters, just to get those bellows out, to make sure that his characters are not going to be able to do this.
Hits for 6, gets hit back for 12. Yeah. That's heavy. It also applies a tiny bit of stress, but really, look at Dev's stress here on that Musketeer and the man-at-arms. Probably actually going to really, really hurt him if we get to turn 7, especially because there's Abomination here. He can transform, boom, smack, hit the man-at-arms with Rage, boom, crit straight down. He's at enough health that the riposte that is not going to kill him.
Yeah. We also have to kind of question what sort of composition Biter is using here, because is it stress, is it damage, is it both? And if it is one of those, why do you have an Arbalest on it? Because if this is just pure damage, she'll take the Arbalest. Like, why is she on the stress comp?
Well, we're seeing the Arbalest with the snuff box and the healing breastplate, right? So that really makes you think that the Arbalest is a heal bot here, especially with the illuminating flare. But then,
Yeah.
why take that healing breastplate, right?
Yeah,
You might as well take something that can bypass guards.
Sure, maybe take the Vestal instead. Like, Vestal does more stress, has stun.
Look at 25
Okay.
from that musketeer.
That's a lot of
Natural
that,
hit
actually.
with Mark.
I feel like this might
My
be trouble
baby
for Biter.
taking
Like,
him.
you might have just kind of crossed him off too soon. He might just be able to, maybe Dev might just be able to claw his way back into this. Like, looks like, because of the mistakes that Biter has been making consistently, this might just be an avenue that, Dev has been looking for.
We've
This
seen a
guard
guard
comes
here from
through,
yeah, that's quite odd if you ask me. It does obviously increase the protection of the man at arms there, putting up to 80%.
But you have
Again,
Rampart.
that blight and
You
that bleed. Mm.
have
I would have
Rampart
liked
on
to
this
see another
MEA.
beast pile there. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is odd. This is just a weird turn of events. I think.
indeed. But you have the Rampart on the MEA.
Hold
Why
on.
not
Oh
try
no,
to
Mike,
push
Mike,
this
Mike.
A-bomb?
He dodged. That man at arms dodged, but he still got moved back, right?
Yeah, no, I think he actually took a hit.
No,
I'm not
he
sure. I was
hit
kind of
the
focused
man
on
at
something
arms for
else.
3 damage, right?
Yeah,
Anyway,
very weird. Anyhow, let's see that. So I'm actually, I feel like you could have ramparted that A-bomb, and the A-bomb would have gone to roll number 4 then, and this would have been a wasted turn for the A-bomb completely. You would have to just move that. So he didn't do this. He didn't use the rampart. There was like a clear opening for that. He used his guard. You have to question that, honestly. You just have to question that. Also, the backshot doesn't quite do much for him, right? Because you want to be doing this damage to the Arbalest to keep the constant pressure there. He's just not doing that anymore. This accusation comes through. This might be 0 HP for the Helmmaster, and not close enough. Close, but not close enough.
this is such an interesting matchup now because it's really a game of inches, and I think Biter here, although he has to make giant misplays strategically, I think will take a turn maybe 9 victory. He's got more health. He's going to slam this guy, boom, heavy crit. Obviously, it's going to go for 18, push him right back, I just think Biter's got this in the back. I think.
Yeah,
Leibler's
right
got
now,
it.
yeah, because it's like this Musketeer has lost all the pressure because of the backshot before, and Biter is just allowed to dish out damage once again, and this is just what the opening he was actually waiting for. Ever since he had actually abandoned this MEA, like he left him to die. Honestly, I have no idea why he did this, but again, still he's in the lead right now in this fight, the momentum-wise anyway. He's controlling the pace of it very much. He might just take another kill right now, and he doesn't. So that's the Houndmaster who's still alive. By the way, there is no lick wounds on him. Like, why would you not take lick wounds there?
And that is remarkable. We've got a target whistle, a stress heal, no lick wounds.
That's strange. Like, no
it's a little bit
guard.
like taking Crusader without the stun. Some
Yeah, I
people
can
call it
understand not taking the guard, but not taking the self healing is I just don't understand this really. It's very
Perhaps
strange.
this gentleman has seen a build online, and this build said if you guard dog every single turn, you'll get incredibly high dodge. You won't even need to link wounds. Maybe
But he didn't take the guard dog. He doesn't have the guard dog either. That's the problem.
Man,
That's
Dev
sort of
the
weird.
Div. Let's say Dev the Div didn't quite manage it with this one. That Musketeer completely outclassed by the Biter.
Yeah.
But let's bet over the long term, he's just not managed it, even with that Jester there.
Yeah, both of the players actually not playing perfectly well. You have to admit it. Like, both of them in this matchup very imperfect. I feel like Dev Decimator though has been like a bit less imperfect though. Okay, this is a kill confirmed on this Arbalest. So this was basically what Biter did to himself. He could have healed this Arbalest. He decided not
That is
to.
unbelievably lucky. I believe Quick Draw is a random 1 through 4 hit.
Yeah, it
That
is.
is that's a 25 by 25 perhaps. Remarkably lucky.
Yeah, so it's indeed quite fortunate he gets the kill on top of everything, but still, there's a stun. The MA actually stuns his own ally there, and that just doesn't look too good. You cannot guard this. Like, there's no way you can guard this Musketeer either, because this ability can always break the guard.
I
That's
mean,
a
come on, that
dodge as well.
just insult to injury. You pop
Indeed.
your girlfriend on the head, you knock her out for a little bit, bam, Holy Lance. Some Crusader pops up, sticks a big lance there. She's on death's door, begging for mercy. Boom, you're screaming, she's angry. It's all over, right? Biter's taking it home.
Yeah, Biter's gonna take this for sure. Unless, like, we get like some crazy turn of events here, but this just looks so unlikely to have. Yeah, no, it's just not gonna happen, is it? Because
1 health there, though, on that Crusader. That's mental.
yeah, right. Yeah, there's no way there's no way for Dev to outdamage this, right? There is no way for him to outpace this either. because there's always going to be that heal available, and there's no way to control this Crusader. There's like no stuns available, and the Abon is just gonna consistently rake this as well. So it just feels like this is beyond recovery for Biter, really. Sorry, for Dev.
I mean, Dev could have taken it here, perhaps with the heal. He did get that incredibly lucky quick draw, but he's not got it here. He just hasn't got it, has he?
Also, position 3, position 3 Crusader means they can just safely heal all the time, because this Musketeer will never hit row 3 ever again.
It's a remarkably incredible attack. There's so much damage, moves him forward as well. I mean, pushing Crusader back to 3, there's no real point in it unless you don't want him to stun you. But I don't think Biter runs a stun on this.
No.
I think we've seen, exactly.
I mean, the Crusader was actually dropped to 3rd by the back shot, I think. By the pushback of the Arbalest, because she has no actual skills available. Like, she can only use the quick draw and the back shot right now. And both of them do quite pathetic damage, honestly, so... never mind that. This just like 19 crit, yeah.
Exactly, man.
Perfect
We've
timing.
seen that get a kill before, and this again, man. Quite pathetic in Darkest Dungeon terms means, hee, I'm rolling the dice and you're dead. Yeah? Simple.
But this Abel is just eventually going to get the double kill, I feel like. It's just going to be like a raid coming through, and that's just going to be curtains for Biter. I feel like that's just going to be the case indeed.
That's an interesting rampart there. What do you think that Daze does? Obviously nothing, but...
In this case...
Go for a pass, no?
I feel like Dev had an opportunity to use the rampart properly as well. He just didn't take it, and now he's just going to pay for that.
He luckily resisted 2 death blows, so if there was a riposte active there, the Abomination would have been down to death's door.
Yeah, that's true. But there was no riposte, that's the problem. So this Abel is just going to rake again. I feel like this Crusader always is going to... Oh! The double comes through. And that's the perfect ending to the series. Guys, thank you so much for playing. It was a very big pleasure for both of us, I think, to spectate that. So congrats to Biter, who takes it 2-1 in the end. Was a big game number 3 for you, man. What do you think, Sis?
I mean, I think absolutely. We saw Dev here take that first game really in a confident fashion. But after that, maybe his follow-up team's not quite so confident with. Lost that tempo, lost where he was going. Maybe there was a bit of a discordant breach between what he wanted to do and what he could do. And that really pushed him out of those games. And especially in Game 3, that Musketeer matchup against the Arbalest, simply outclassed in terms of tech.
Yes, indeed. He also kind of collapsed, I feel. Yeah, that's what you were saying, right? He just kind of... After the game number 1, he lost momentum. Like, he actually was not able to acquire momentum in the first place in any of those future games. So that was the big deal. That was the reason why Biter won. I feel like there was no game plan for Dev after, except for the very first game. He obviously knew what he was doing very well. Because like game 1, I was like, oh my god, this guy is actually super good. Like, he's making all the correct calls. He's making all the right moves. He's anticipating what his opponent's going to do. He's playing one turn ahead all the time, right? That was so...
You say that, but let's also really quickly, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but this guy is an apprentice player, I believe. That laughing green Joker face. Very, very low rank, let's be honest. I think the fact that he took that first game in such a dominant fashion is in itself commendable.
Indeed, yeah, I agree.
Not a player in any form, but perhaps a player that doesn't have a varied enough knowledge to really take it forward in the tournament.
Indeed. No, without a shadow of a doubt, that's... I was actually surprised he took game 1 in such a convincing fashion in that, so... Yeah. It's kind of shocking, indeed. Okay, do we have any other matchup coming through today? Does anybody else want to play against someone else? AV, do you want to play against someone? And is there anyone who'd like to face AV in a series? This was a great series, by the way, guys. It was such a big series.
Really, really fun.
Oh, Dan is actually speaking out on the chat, man. How long have you been watching the stream, by the way, Dan? So, AV, do you want to face Dino Boy? By the way, AV...
Oh, Dino Boy! You hear Dino Boy?
Yeah,
come on, Dino Boy, let's go.
By the way,
maybe Dino Boy sorted chaos.
I have to check out one more thing. Assorted Chaos, I think, is just going to be playing tomorrow. And we have AV, whom we denied the participation in the tournament in the end. So...
We should definitely take his role here, then.
So we should if AV wants to play, then we can do AV versus... versus Dino. It would be perfect. Then we do, if he doesn't obviously, or he doesn't respond, we just do Assorted Chaos versus Dino. You both guys have decks ready, right? You can just take another deck, by the way, so that you don't kind of show your cards yet. Alright, so if you guys want to play, just don't show your cards, you can just post another deck real quick, and we'll get that one sorted. So it's up to you.
I have a deck ready, like...
Perfect, so just post it. Can you PM the deck to me, or is it just somewhere else pasted already? If you could just PM me the deck, and you PM me that.
Just PM you, okay.
And we'll get started with that. And I have to promote
I sent the
Biter.
deck to you.
Sure, perfect. And I need a deck from Assorted Chaos then, because I don't think AV is here. So Assorted Chaos, can you PM me your your set of teams? Also, I need to change the rank then, because who like, what is Biter's name on Discord, by the way? Does anybody know? Sis, can you also drop the Discord link on chat, because I feel like we have a lot of new people coming in today, so it would be very nice if you were to drop that link. I'm also looking at it. I'm trying to find Biter. Oh, he's here. Never mind. Biter is called Biter. Fuck me. So Biter gets the viewer game novice rank as well, because he just dominated those two final games of the series. And I'm just gonna get the Dino Boys deck on board like as soon as I get the deck from Assorted Chaos. Then, so I'm just gonna save this one. So Dino deck. I'm gonna call the file Dino deck just for the lulz. Okay. I'm gonna get the screens ready as well. So once those decks are done by both of the guys, okay, AV, you can still, okay. Assorted Chaos, I'm sorry. Can we just let AV play? Because you get to play in the tournament, AV doesn't. So AV, can you play now? Do you want to just use your deck from? That's perfect. I'm glad that you're here, man. So we can just do it like that then. So I'm just gonna get the screen ready. So it's gonna be, actually we're gonna change the players then. It's gonna be AV versus Dino Boy. Dino, can you stream, my man?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. So it's gonna be Dino on the left and Assorted Chaos. Oh, sorry, and AV on the right. AV.
Okay, I opened the stream. I hope it's working.
Right, I need to change some things. I need to set up this because there's like a lot of mess after the previous game. So I need to just kind of get those consoles ready for the streaming again. So I need to kind of move those icons away. I need to get do some maintenance work. So you guys can get set, can invite each other on Steam as well. So please set it up yourselves. AV, can you please contact Dino Boy on Discord, get his Steam friendship, and get into the game, get into the lobby together in the meantime. That would be very nice if you guys could do this for me. Makes my life a tad easier then. So you get the Dino deck ready. Dino on the left, and then it's gonna be AV on the right. AV, you're just gonna be using your tournament decks, right, my man? If so, I'm just gonna get them out of the those qualifier decks. Here we are. This is perfectly formatted as well. So just gonna get that in. It's gonna be AV. Gonna call this AV. Okay. And I'm just gonna change that then, and we are gonna be good to go, guys. So the decks are available, guys. If you are setting up. AV, please also join the Discord, okay, so that you can kind of communicate with Dino better. So both players should probably be on the Discord. Although, actually, Sis, what do you think? That's a solution. Only the streaming player has to be with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the other player just doesn't see this because I just switched the screen. So you don't have to join anybody. No, you just have to be a friend with Dino. That's the perfect solution, actually. Only the streaming player is on Discord with us. Nobody else is. This way nobody can see what composition is being picked at each time. This is just so much easier for us. Yeah, so we'll just do it like this. So only that's a good rule, right? Only the streaming player is... Okay, perfect. Guys are inviting each other. We can have a look at the compositions in the meantime, Sis, if you would like to. I'm just gonna
Pardon, my friend.
pull them on the screen right now. You should be able to see them, and we can just kind of talk about those teams available to both players. So we have Dino. Can you kind of take control over this
I can't.
for a sec?
I'm really busy. I'm sorry.
Sure, no problem. Because I'm just trying to set up another thing at the same time so that we can actually have the names of the players available on the screen as well. There's some maintenance necessary every single game because you just have to, change the names and such. Dino Boy versus AV. Perfect. Okay, so I'm set, guys. So ready as you people are.
Are we gonna ban one deck?
Yes, indeed. You are going to ban one deck. You have to message me with those bans as well. Just message me via PM, and I'm going to just pull those bans onto the main screen.
Okay, but I don't see his deck.
Oh, you should now. If you turn on the stream, you should be able to see his deck.
Mm.
It should be streamed right now. You should see the AV's deck on the right.
Oh, hold on. I need to open this.
Sure. No problemo. Perfect. Are you guys in the lobby, by the way?
I'm gonna ban the third deck.
You just
We're in the lobby.
Okay. So you're ban. Okay, fine. There's the ban, and AV, you have to message me with your ban. Because generally speaking, Dino, you just message the referee, okay? Don't say it aloud, because then someone can adjust to your ban, potentially. AV bans Control Bot Leper. And that's going to be a ban coming down as well. And we are ready to begin the match number 1, guys. So ready as you are, please set up within the lobby, and we'll just get started with this matchup very shortly. Perfect. Perfect, gents. That's such a smooth work. I love that. So
I'm starting the match, if that's okay.
Okay, hold on. Let me just... Yeah, always ask me, by the way. Perfect. Glad that you did ask. Alright, so... okay, I'm ready. AV, you can start as well. We are ready to go. Perfect. No problem.
I'm gonna...
Okay, we're going into the game right now, guys. Let me just pull it up on our screens right now. We are going into game number 1 between Dino Boy and AV. And that's going to be a fierce battle for sure. Let's see those compositions that those guys have brought to the table right now. So we can see AV's Leper, MAA, Houndmaster, and a Vestal. Whereas Dino Boy does have a Crusader of his own, and this is basically Halo composition. So Crusader, BH, Jester, and the Obelisk there. So he just starts with the pull on the Vestal, which is very unfortunate, honestly, because this does indeed connect, but doesn't pull the Vestal forward. And this means that this Vestal, despite 25% move resistance, is going to remain in the final row in this particular matchup. Now is going to be the response by AV. What does he do? Because there are quite a few things you can do. First of all, you might want to keep this Vestal available until the very end of the turn, because otherwise you might take lethal damage and just drop dead. So you ought to be able to just have this active healing available at the very end of your turn. Another option obviously is the guard here. We don't really know whether Dino has the Tiller or not, so that's another question you might want to ask here. He does indeed have the Tiller. So it's like fully offensive setup here on this Obelisk is just going to be paying huge dividends if he waits long enough. Now this is going to be probably just you may wonder whether this is going to be a ballad or not, honestly, right? This might just be a ballad. There's a numbing incense on this MAA. It's crazy, like stun resistance on him, so his guards are just going to be very difficult to dispel as well. And a finisher, no less. That's just crazy setup here for the MAA. So we really wonder what exactly is going to come out of the AV's composition here. Let's see what AV does in response to that ballad. That ballad obviously will pay dividends over time, because this is just a lot of bonuses this Jester gets, and obviously the accuracy across the board always helps you to confirm every single hit you try to land. A stun comes through on this Crusade is actually very big, because this gives AV serious lead in terms of the tempo. A response here from Dino Boy, I think this was a mistake, was that Arbalest shot. You really want, if you have a Tiller, you really want to wait until the last character standing to drop that skill, because otherwise, like, you just don't get the full bonuses from the Tiller itself, which are very significant. Like, this is a very big damage bonus, especially, right? Not only accuracy, but also the very, very big damage bonus. So Dino doesn't kind of use that, and this means this Crusader obviously passes the turn anyway. He could have done this the other way around. AV has the last turn, he drops Revenge, and this Leper is just going to start shredding Dino Boy's composition right now. Let's just see those hits right now. We have the Dino Boy coming forward right now with the Crusader perhaps to stun this. Oh, he can actually stun out too. This is such a nice comp by AV. You have double guards on the priority targets. Both the Vestal and the Leper are actually just untouchable for Dino. And Dino has really very little he can do against. Like, this is a very high dodge. Houndmaster, this actually lands on him anyway. And this Leper is no longer guarded. So it's a very, very nice turn events for AV. Sorry, for Dino Boy, right? At the very same time, the Hue drops down from AV though, and this does a significant amount of damage, but not as much as you would expect from the Leper, honestly. So we can now see So Dino capitalizes on the fact that this Houndmaster is stunned, and his finish him does bonus damage against stunned targets. He does a significant amount of HP. So AV has taken perhaps a bit more damage than Dino this fight so far. You have to remember though, this Vestal is going to be this very strong active healer who prevents a lot of bad things from coming through. Obviously AV's Vestal does have the Maze Bash, so that is quite a strange choice of trinkets there. We see a stun on this Crusader, keeping him stun locked forever. This means that there is very little stun control coming from Dino, right? We have this Vestal though, maybe dropping another bit of damage on the Houndmaster. Indeed she does, and that's a big problem right now for AV. Because this Houndmaster is first of all stunned because the Crusader capitalized on the guard, and second of all is at 0 HP, and this Jester probably has the finisher. So it might be not even a coin toss, maybe 35% chance for this Houndmaster to stay alive right now. And you have to remember Dexter does bypass guard, so this MAA does not do anything to help that. So this might be just a Hail Mary here. Is it a kill or not? This might be the deciding moment in the game, really. It's a kill indeed, very likely to come through, and it does. It's a crit, by the way, as well, so the corpse is removed. This Vestal is exposed in row number 3. This is a very, very big moment for Dino in this game. So AV now struggling, like he's really gasping for air at this point. This Leper has to do the job, has to do so much right now. You have to notice as well, this Vestal by AV, protected obviously, but she is within finale kill range. If he doesn't make sure this Jester is constantly controlled, as long, like once this guard goes down, he's just going to lose this Vestal forever. You have to also remember, by the way, that this Arbalest can always remove the stun, so it's not so easy. It's easier said than done to control this Jester of Dino Boy. On the other hand, Dino Boy here, well, he has a very, very solid standing in his game. It's basically his game to lose. There's very, very little that AV can do to basically stop him. If he plays this correctly, I think there's just very, very little that can be done. So Dino Boy here drops the healing on the Crusader, and this Crusader is going to get like a decent chunk of HP back. And this is just basically all you need as Dino right now is just to keep this Crusader above 0. Like if you keep it outside of Death's Door, it's just going to just going to be fine. That's just how it's going to go. So unless by the dint of some miracle, AV lands like a 6-7 damage on this Crusader before the MAA, that's just not gonna happen, I think. Oh, he does indeed. That's a surprise. This MAA now might get a chance to kill this off. So there is nothing, again, Dino Boy cannot prevent this death. Unless he basically does something to misplace the MAA. He has to just read the skill maybe. Let's crush. That reaches too far. So there is nothing you can do to control this. There's gonna be a coin toss. There's going to be a 50-50 killing blow onto AV, onto Dino Boy's Crusader. It's so big also. This swings the game entirely in AV's favor again, because this super heavily buffed Leper is going to shred. However, you have to remember, there's going to be the decisive, the pivotal moment in this game really for AV. Does he get the kill or not? Because he is able to land that. Okay, that's weird. You don't do this. You don't do this. Why? Okay, that's why, because he didn't want to lose this Vestal, obviously, but this is such a surprising turn defense. I would always go for that kill here. Obviously, this Jester was super heavily buffed up, so this might be the reason for which AV decided against that. and still he can confirm the kill. That's actually a very smart play. Like, I didn't kind of pay attention to that well enough, but this is a very heads-up play for AV because he can still get this killing blow on the Crusader at the start of the next turn because he goes first. So this is potentially still going to be a kill on the Crusader. It's the same situation, just that AV outsmarted me. Obviously, he did the right thing there. He waited, and he's just going to be rewarded for that, perhaps. So let's see this MAA activated right now. Let's see the MAA drop that crush, I suppose, and see if he is indeed going to be able to take that kill on the Crusader, confirm it, and maybe even this game out a little bit. And he doesn't get this. This is not a kill. 50-50 doesn't work in AV's favor. It does work in Dino Boy's favor, though. He's able to heal this Crusader again, and he is out of Death's Door again. And there's the question of whether AV has anything back, like it has anything ready to deal with this. This heal comes through. It's quite a big one. Double crit comes through. Oh, that's crazy damage, actually. And this is unhealable right now because you can no longer heal both those characters. That's just has one. Oh, he has 1 HP. Never mind. So you're super lucky they're staying on 1 HP instead of 0, because this is no longer a difficult choice for Dino. You can just heal this Crusader and be happy about this. You really have to think that that's the right course of action. You just heal the Crusader, just move on from there. And he does indeed go for that healing. The question right now is whether EV is indeed able to do anything at all in this fight. Because being a character short is a big detriment, and it's very difficult to recover from this. Obviously, if he is able to control this Jester, if he could, instead of trying to kill the Crusader, if he could eliminate the Jester instead, it would be absolutely huge. Because this would mean that there is no longer finale in this game. There's no threat on this vessel. He can just play this however he wants. So this might just be the pivotal moment in the game. Again, does this MAE secure the kill on the Jester? This is so important. This is just absolutely the biggest moment for AV. Does he get the chance to kill this? Because if he does, this might still be an open game. And that's a strange decision. I always just take the character with the finisher there. I don't think this leper has the finish. This is a Devlo, nonetheless. This Crusader drops to 0. The Jester is out of the fight. So perhaps a slight mistake in terms of the turn order taken by Dino, and this might indeed be the deciding factor in this game. So this Crusader barrier is 0 HP. He has to heal with this. He can't risk taking the Devlo from the MAA. AV might just have clutched it, right? This might have been a clutch. Okay, this crit healing comes through though from Dino Boy, and this is indeed a big deal because this Crusader still has a turn of his own available, and it's no longer going to be a kill there. So it's a very solid situation. Hello, Svetoslav, nice to see you. Now we're going to see what AV's response here is. Might be the stun on this Crusader, perhaps. I feel that might be a reasonable solution to this situation right now for AV. But I just don't feel AV has enough damage right now to carry on doing what he's doing, because this MA just doesn't do enough, I think. That's just, he does a little bit of damage, but just not enough. Okay, a bunch of damage comes down on the leper, so right now AV has way bigger fish to fry, because this leper might just go down before he gets to kind of explode in terms of damage. Obviously, he kind of carried this part of the game where the Jester was still alive. So the Jester being dead is a very big deal for AV, obviously, but right now, this might be not enough to really, carry this game over. So obviously AV gets to play the next turn first. If he's able to somehow eke out a big crit on this Crusader with this MA, he might just be able to do it. Obviously the Defender is another option. You can just defend the Crusader and just hope the Caltrops don't kill him, but again, quite a risky bet it is. So he crushes, and this is just not gonna do enough damage. You kind of can feel this already, that this game is just going to go Dino Boy's favor. This is a very solid kill on the Jester by AV, but this might just have been too little too late, and this leper took so much punishment just from this bounty hunter. The finish him damage is ridiculously high. So obviously AV probably he probably wants to heal this right now. He probably wants to get this leper to decent HP and allow him to actually use his abilities correctly, but at the same time, like, every single character on Dino Boy's squad can definitely just take this leopard down to 0 again. Excuse me, that's just full damage, that's just definitely not enough. A stun comes through, this leopard does have snuff, so you resist that. This is a 30% chance to resist, 40% chance to resist that one. So, because Crusader has, with those two items, has 40% stun chance altogether. So, let's see what this game... because this game has kind of devolved into this slow fiesta, I'm not really sure if this is good enough for Dino to be able to actually take this match, but looks kind of solid, honestly. This leper is dead now. This leper is just dead now. He could have used Solemnity. Oh, he does have Solemnity on the leper. Okay, that's why he loses this one now. So he has no Solemnity, he just loses the leper straight away. This crush might again, however, be a kill, because he has the finisher there. So he drops the retribution, and that's again this Crusader withstands the killing blow. That's super fortunate for Dino, because this Crusader could have died twice already. Thrice, actually. Those are 3 death blows he sustained. And that's ridiculously big. Because this means that AV is just wasting turn after turn on trying to finish off a character that should have been dead long time ago. And yeah, Dino is just not doing too hot in this fight at all. I mean, I would expect Dino to do way better than this. So he probably didn't need to get lucky to have a lead in this one. He did get lucky, and this is the only reason why he's still in this game. This is ridiculous. This Crusader is at 30% death blow resistance right now. This is absolutely brutal for AV, soul crushing almost. Because this means that AV is just probably going to lose this fight right now, with the Vessel being stunned and the BH being available. We just have to see this is the only way out. And honestly, Dino could have controlled this fight way better than this, I feel. So Dino goes for the kill on the Vestal most likely, and that's just gonna be curtains for AV, because a single MA definitely cannot just kill those characters. Even if Retribution doing heavy damage is just not gonna be enough. He has no shield, so there is no way for him to actually have a strong repose, for instance. There's just a very unfortunate turn event, I guess. And this means that AV is just going to slowly bleed out this MAA until the fight is over. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. So let's see, we're waiting, and AV surrenders! And it's gonna be game number 1, going in the favor of our good old friend Dino Boy. And AV has to recover right now. AV really has to recover from this, because that's not looking too hot, honestly. That's not looking too hot at all. So Dino Boy, 1-0, 1-0 in this matchup here. Guys, a quick reminder, if you're new to the stream, you're enjoying yourselves, remember to follow, subscribe, right? That's just a big deal for me. Also, if you're kind enough, you can also become members on YouTube, which also gives me a little bit of money this way. It costs you about $3 per month, so not a big investment altogether. We're just gonna wait for game number 2 to start, so I'm just gonna switch the stream right now. We're gonna have a look at those compositions right now available to both players. So Dino here has taken game number 1, so he is no longer going to be able to use the Burstmark composition that has been utilized by him in this matchup. So he has 2 damage over time comps left. AV, on the other hand, has all 3 compositions available still, and this, I feel like this control leper was not a bad setup, honestly. This MAA probably could have been played better by AV, but overall I feel like this was still within the realm of winnability for AV, so he might just come back to the same composition, though he has to know that he's dealing with different teams right now, so those are 2 heavy DOT comps, so maybe he just want to take more damage on board. So perhaps, I feel like this is the highest damage he has with King's Escort, so I just go back to that. Okay, we see whether, I think players are going back into game right now. No, not yet. So just gonna wait.
I'm starting the match, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Just making sure.
Sure, GG Dino, by the way, well played the first game.
Thank you.
So, game is about to start indeed, and I'm just gonna switch the screens, I think. No, we had to wait for AV to accept that. And then I'm just gonna switch the screens and we'll go into the follow-up game number 2 of the series. Very exciting though, Dino played this super well. So, AV, we're waiting for you, man, if you're listening. The question is, what composition does AV choose for game number 2, right? That's really that. What exactly does he bring to the table for the second match of the day? Because there are quite a few options for him, obviously. This could be the Leper comp all over again. This could potentially be this Crusader BH comp as well, with the Grave Robber who's probably doing damage there, not doing stress. So this might be also quite a decent thing to kind of take against those heavy stress comps. And find this instant infection comp, which is a heavy DOT, might also work, because let's face it, Dino doesn't have that much movement on board, so this might just be good with a PD there. I didn't notice this before, but this might just be okay. I think we're going into the game. Yeah, the game is loading indeed, guys. We're going into game number 2. I'm super excited to see who is going to take over in this particular case. So, Dino Boy versus AV, match number 2, let's go. It is the DOT comp coming from Dino Boy indeed, with the Grave Robber, with the Antiquarian, with the Abomination and the Flagellant. AV brings to the table this heavy damage comp with the BH, with the Grave Robber, and with this with the support of the Occultist and the Crusader. Very interesting decision. Like I like that. Like AV just goes for the bleed stacks right now across the board. This is guaranteed to hit. It's just guaranteed to do a lot of damage overall. So quite a solid opening if you don't, have a way of capitalizing onto a stun target. Obviously, Dino Boy just drops the riposte instantaneously with this Abomination. This might be a lot of trouble for AV because he can no longer actually execute this Abom very quickly, or at least without sacrificing quite a lot of a lead. So let's see what exactly Dino Boy does in response. AV does in response to this. So he goes for his sacrificial stab. Maybe is this a Mark comp actually? This might be a Mark. No, he does have the dagger on this Occultist. This is not exactly that. Also, those trinkets chosen by AV are indeed trinkets against stress, against affliction. So if he manages to afflict someone, he's going to do substantial amount of damage to this target. Just the question is like if he's going to be able to do this indeed. I mean, potentially this Grave Robber is just going to do a bunch of damage as well to this Grave Robber of Dino Boy. So potentially we might see a very quickly resolve broken character. So this crit obviously from the Occultist guarantees that, right? So we might see another drop of Panic Darts onto the Grave Robber of Dino Boy, and this might be an afflicted character 10-1 that's super big if it works. It's just darts, no, there is no affliction, that's very close. 96 stress, ladies and gentlemen, that's super big. And this Graver is just under heavy pressure right now. So he responds in kind, those darts fly through, but this is just so much less stress damage and damage overall. So AV has actually done a lot in terms of turn number 1, you have to admit that. He might also just get a stun right now on someone, this might deny the Abomination another turn. He goes for Zealous Accusation. There's another big crit actually, 17 damage and a bunch of just 35 coming through. And this might mean that AV is slowly pulling forward, he's just inching ahead right now. And this, actually the Festering Vapors don't hit more targets than 2, and this means that this is, I feel, turn win for AV overall. AV just made a lot of very solid decisions. You might just see this paying dividends right now for him. Obviously he goes first again, so you might go for some sort of damage on this GR. But the question is like, is he really going to drop the darts, or is he just going to kind of spread his damage a little bit, right? He doesn't put all the chickens on the same in the same basket. He spreads them around. Is it chickens or eggs? Eggs, right? You put your eggs in the same basket. He puts those eggs in 2 baskets. He invests in 2 targets, and this is actually gonna pay dividends because this GR is indeed resolve broken anyway, and it's just such a big deal because AV is just taking over this game. I feel like, and Dino really has to respond somehow. He needs to find a way of getting the momentum back, because if he is not able to swing this back in his favor, he's just gonna lose this game instantaneously. Let's say pass from the Graveyard, resolve broken, pass is the first time possible. This is such a big deal for AV because he's just doing everything right in this situation. He has an affliction, he has a stun potentially. No, the stun is resisted indeed. No stun, so it's like very unlikely. 15% resisted, he gets this though, and Dino Boy activates the Flagellant. He has to heal this instantaneously though. He goes for the safe heal. Really kind of a good decision, I feel, because AV just really needs to redo all those steps again. So this this redemption actually just works very well. So it might be AV actually being in trouble right now. He still does have decent amount of lead in terms of stress, obviously, but this might not be enough right now. It's kind of an even game all of a sudden. With this Flagellant resisting the stun, obviously, that was kind of a pivotal moment in this game so far. We get this Bile coming through from Dino Boy. This is another riposte stack dropping on this Abomination. This means, like, still again very highly it's going to be very difficult for AV to tag this Abomination altogether. So Dino Boy maybe evens this matchup up a little bit, and this is going to be finishing coming down on the Flagellant though. It takes him down to 0 HP again, and there is no healing available. I think AV is just gonna take the kill on the Flagellant right now for Dino. Dino just loses the Flagellant. Look at this. There's no way to guard this. He just loses the Flagellant to the BH. There's, again, nothing can be done. There's a crit coming down that does a lot of blight damage, a lot of stress, but this is just such a big deal. Because this BH is just going to go down. So this Flagellant is just going to go down right now. AV, simple as that. Just activate this BH, drop the axe on top of the Flagellant, and just profit from that, man. He goes for a lunge, maybe? No, that's such a strange decision. I mean, he actually has the time. That's a good... Like, he just realized this. Like, he has the time to do whatever he wants. Because this Flagellant cannot be saved. Like, there is no way to prevent this Flagellant from going away from Death's Door. He's dazed right now from the previous turn. He's just gonna take a beating. Actually, this is a very good solution from AV, so he doesn't realize that obviously this BH can be stunned. I didn't see this either, so right now a response from AV is a Zealot's Accusation. It's not a killing blow, though. It's such a... Actually, this was a very big opportunity, I feel, for AV to take over the game, which he didn't take. And this Flagellant will just heal again. It's just going to be a repeat of the same situation. So this was a big throw indeed from Dino. It was not, sorry, from AV. It was not a solid decision, I feel like. It was a very poor decision making from not to take down this Flagellant, because this Flagellant just heals up again. He's going to be in a basically in a prime position to take over game number 2. So Dino dominated game number 1, a lot of mistakes from AV here in this game number 2, and I feel this might just tip the scales in favor of Dino. Because this pure Mongol composition is just doing work for him, seriously is doing work for him. So this Occult is now selected, can probably try to do something to maybe the abomination of Dino, but just get another character to be resolved broken. Okay, that's a pass. At least he DC or something. It's kind of strange. Here's a death blow coming from the Occultist of AV. Maybe AV just didn't play the turn on time. Okay, so we have this Bounty Hunter remove the stun. And right now, yeah, Dino is just gonna take over this one. So he heals the he heals the A-bomb, he heals the Flagellant again up to 15 HP. This is such a big lead right now for Dino Boy. It's just ineffable. Like, I feel like AV just doesn't have any avenues back into this, because this is like such a solid situation for Dino Boy. This is Zealot's Accusation coming down. This is a dead Grave Robber, isn't it? Yes, so she drops down as well. But this is such a dire spot for AV. He could have taken so much more with that killing blow. Obviously this BH doesn't have the finisher, so this might not have worked. Okay, you have the Devil coming down on the BH though, so there's no more executes available for Dino. So available for AV, so Dino can feel safe in this game. Because AV is just not able to do anything. Like, I feel like anything that AV does is just going to be counteracted instantaneously by Dino right now. And AV surrenders. He taps out, and this is going to be game number 2. Very quick series, guys. Dino Boy takes it 2-0. Very quick, very smooth, brilliant. Dino wins the series.
Great matches, well played, dude.
AV isn't here, but yeah, well played to you.
Maybe if he watches the stream.
Yeah, well played to you, well played to AV. Thank you guys for participating. GG's to both of you. This was very nice, like for the system as well. You saw how it works. I feel like the bans kind of came through. You guys did the right things most of the time. So thank you so much. I'm gonna quit the Discord right now. So thanks, Dino, once again. It was a pleasure. And this is gonna be it, guys, for today. So wait, I need to just pull up the right window here. Here. So people, the plan is I'm gonna finish the stream right now. I'm gonna post some guidelines for people who will be playing tomorrow in the tournament, okay? And the deal is we start tomorrow 7 p.m. CEST, so Central European Summertime, guys. You can look it up in Google. You can go to time.is, I think, or time.io, something like that. That will show you where exactly when exactly it starts for you as well. That's very important, I guess. So thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around. It was a blast of a stream with some great matches today. We have the qualifier draw done. I actually played a lot of good games as well. What a day, people, what a day. And again, big thanks to Dan as well for dropping those $5. Made my day, my man. So thank you people for watching, thank you for sticking around. If you're new to the stream, please remember to follow and subscribe. This being said, see you later. Let's host somebody on Twitch, by the way. Let's not go yet. We have to host someone on Twitch. I just realized. So guys, twitch.tv/Mikefield, and let's go. Let's raid somebody, okay? Let's just raid some people. Is it Goliath streaming? The big boy Goliath. Good luck, by the way. Good luck to everybody who is going to do the tournament tomorrow. Let's raid Goliath. I'm gonna just pass you over to Goliath then. So go to Twitch, and we are gonna raid Goliath from the get-go. So twitch.tv/Mikefield. If you're on YouTube, just jump to Twitch, and let's get started with the raid, people. Let's just get started with the raid. Also, in the meantime, you can also follow me on Twitch, by the way. You can just also follow me on Twitch while you're jumping there. So, see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. sharp. I'm going to drop some messages to people involved in the tournament, please. So please respond to them, okay? If you're watching, you're in the tournament, please respond to those messages. It's super important that you do, because then this gives me an opportunity to get contact and get things ironed out before the games, all right? And let's raid. So goodbye, guys. See ya. It was a blast.